Oh my fucking god. Alright, whatever.
Yup. Told you, bro. We're live right now.
Oh yeah, I knew it wasn't that good. My dreams of being good enough to beat SL Warlocks are over.
Right? Sorry, brother. Sorry, it's gonna be your first alt, though. Alright, we are filling up. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Buenas noches. JW Calle, online username, Alexander. How's everyone doing today? You guys ready for some classic? Got a fun stream planned for you guys today. We're going to be going through a 1 to 60 leveling guide. And I know a lot of you guys are still potentially looking for a leveling route, or maybe need a refresher, or just need materials to study right now before Classic comes out. We're going to be going through it today, guys. It's going to be fun. I'm joined today by my new friend. I met you last week, right, man?
Yeah.
Last week. It's been really nice meeting you, dude. Thick Meta TV, a fellow hunter brother and a fellow leveling pumper. Just chilling out. We're just chilling in Discord, streaming, shooting the shit, talking about Classic. You're gonna be pumping from Classic, right, man?
Yeah, big pumping, man. Like 24/7 for the first couple days, and then 20 hours a day for the last two.
Hunter class leading Invictus, right? Oh yeah.
Hey, working on it. Yeah.
Yep. Is that a private server? No, this is beta. So we're going to be going through. I'll toggle it up for a second. I want to show you guys something. So this right here, what you're seeing right here, this leveling guide, I'm going to show you guys how to use this. If you're looking for a leveling guide, fully customizable, works for every class, includes all class quests, solo friendly, duo friendly, trio friendly, doesn't matter, Alliance or Horde, we got you covered. And we're going to talk about it today. Beta's going down today. It's going down. Are you basing the leveling guides off Joanna's? No, not at all. It's totally custom, totally new. Probably at this point, 4,000 plus hours of development have gone into this. When I linked up with Navik for the first time, he was like, "I've already put 3,000 hours into this." I could only assume he's putting in 1,000 more at least. And then not only that, that's just the route. That's just the route itself. We've gone through many optimizations, many runs through it. Then we got full stack developer and engineer Ale, you know, leading the charge there on the technical front, trying to build this web application for you guys. So it's a web application. It still has some responsiveness issues, to be honest, when it comes to different, you know, mobile devices and stuff. But every day they're adding new features to it. Every day they're adding new features. It's really good stuff. So we're going to be going through it today.
And it's definitely an appropriate guide to launch. It's got all the MLG shortcuts and all the super OP, where to get your vendor trash details. Yep. It's very strong.
Very fine level of detail. It shows you when you vendor, shows you when you train, shows you what foods you buy, shows you to buy that Mudjaw long snapper when appropriate, shows you, you know, when to use clutch banks. It really is looking out for you. And even not only that, when it comes to routing, it'll show you physical shortcuts in each zone to get from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible. There's a lot of weird shortcuts. You can go up mountains and stuff. You can go through a little grove of trees and save some time that way. So we'll be going through that today. I know everyone's getting ready to level. That's what we're all going to be doing here in, what, 10 days? Man, 10 days. 10 days. Where can we find the guide? I linked it in the chat right there. I'll probably have to do a lot of that linking today, though. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. We're going to let it fill a little bit. We'll probably wait until there's about 10 minutes in here. We're going to follow it to the T. I'm going to show you what kind of time you can expect if you follow this guide. Again, fresh launch conditions going to be a totally different beast, right? So you're going to have to make some modifications to your taste based on this guide. If you follow this to the T, you'll still be successful, don't get me wrong, but if you're trying to really pump out the gate, you're gonna have to do some modifications in the very early couple levels in order to secure a little bit of a lead.
And if you don't, get ready for a clown fiesta, because it is a clusterfuck Endurazar.
So someone's asking if there's an add-on for it. There could be an add-on for it, but this is a pretty advanced guide. This is not really a guide for the faint of heart. So a lot of the people that are going to benefit from this guide, you don't need a little arrow telling you where to go, because you know where the quests are at a lot of the time. But most of us have a second monitor, a tertiary monitor, a fourth monitor. I have 4 monitors, for example. Type of thing, you just throw it up on another monitor, and you can zoom in and out of the map to find the exact coordinates. Let me go over to let me pull it back up again real quick. So like for example on this step right here, you can pan around the map. Whoops, my alerts are. Let me put this on top. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you can pan around the map like this and zoom in. See, I can zoom in and see exactly where stuff is at. We're also going to make it kind of like Google Maps. So you can toggle on satellite imagery and go to certain zones and actually see the topography of the zone and look at all the different caves. And every cave is mapped out. So it's going to be, you can actually see the topography like it's a land nav type map of the environment as well. You're going to be able to toggle over that to satellite mode. That's coming pretty soon. They're adding new stuff every day. But either way, we'll get into it in a moment here. Sorry if you announced which server you're going to be on. I'm going to be on the Horde server with the boys, Invictus Gaming. We're about to roll on there. It's going to be great. Now, no plans to to switch over to Stalag at the moment.
Let's switch to Stalag. We got the most Chad server.
Right? I know. I'd like it personally, to my taste. Arid, I would like a low pop, no streamer server. Personally, to my taste, I would actually personally be down for RP PvP and to try that. But I'm rolling with a lot of friends, right? To me, number one priority is playing with my friends, playing with the community, and a lot of people are dead set on PvP to start. A lot of people want to dodge the Fairlina server. I'm definitely very much in that boat. Want to dodge that. And the thing is, we all got our names on here. We're all set up on here. A bunch of different guilds all set up. There's hundreds of people that we're playing with together, and they're all set up perfectly on Herod. So it's just tough to move over to Stalag. But we did reserve over there, and we're going to see what happens in the coming days. If something nightmarish happens and Herod is just DOA or something horrible happens, we have reservations on the other server as well. So. Yeah. So Rev and Trevin, you were using the guide on the stress test on the Alliance side. So this guide is probably the only guide out there that really makes use of a ton of death warps. And it's not even all the death warps you can do. Like, unless it's a savings of like a minute or so, we don't include the death warp. But even if it's a savings of 10, 20 seconds, I will usually death warp myself personally. So some of that stuff isn't completely in there, but at the same time, we have to balance it a little bit around accessibility because some people, you know, are not into that of just dying and killing their character to save 10 seconds. So we're gonna get into it momentarily. We're just gonna let it fill a little bit more, and then no, it's totally free. PW, totally free, my man. Totally free. Totally free. Absolutely free. I'll link it for you again. Yeah, you can follow along with me, guys. If you're not able to play, this is the beta. The beta goes down today, so I'm probably gonna be leveling until the beta concludes today. We're gonna show you what time. I'm gonna follow the guide to the T. And show you guys how to use it as we go. How to use it. I'll put it in the description as well below. It works for both Alliance and Horde, 1 to 60. You follow the guide, it'll take you all the way till you ding 60. It will include class quests. It will include, attunement type stuff. Like I know Navic and Egregious, they worked in the Hydraxian rep quest into that last 59 to 60 stretch. Because they were short a little bit of XP there. Everything is taken care of for you. And if you want to go solo, duo, trio, doesn't matter. It will factor in your buddy's class quest as well. So if you're rolling with the Troll Priest like me, I'm an Orc Warlock, I'm going to roll with the Troll Priest. It's not just going to show me my class quest to get the Succubus at 20. It's going to show the Shadow Guard quest and how to slot that in for the Priest. You see what I'm saying? And there's certain quests that maybe is going to be tough to do solo, but if you were in a group, you'd be able to do, right? So, for example, like the Quill Boars, where you have to go kill like a bajillion of them and get their tusks, like something, well, you may not be level appropriate to do so if you were solo at the time, but if you were duo or in a group, you could do that quest. So the guy is going to tell you to do that if you're in a group. So very customizable. Never seen anything like that before. You think the streamer server is going to be bad? What do you guys think about that? How do you think Farolina is going to be? I don't know. Maybe because there's so many streamers over there. That it'll be, maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good for him because like everybody's going to be used to that culture and used to that environment. I have no idea.
I think it's going to form a very niche community, man. Like it's going to be different than the other servers, but I don't think that should invalidate their experience to a nice time here in Classic WoW. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I asked you on... Oh, hey, Juris, what's up, dude? Yeah, I saw your message. I didn't get around to responding to it yet. Thoughts on Herod versus Stalag? No, we're going Herod, man, at the moment. We like Herod. We like Herod. I know I'm going to face some adversity. I'm going to get some heat. I'm going to have a few gnome rogues trying to kill me at all times. It's all good. It's all good. I want to hopefully put the work in and show the people on Herod that I'm in it for the right reasons. I really want to build a home that we can cherish for the next years. And I really want the best for the server, man. Like, so, you know, I don't know. Herod feels right at this point. A lot of good people are on there. I did reserve the name on Stalag as well. So Stalag is an option. A lot of us reserved on Stalag as well, but I think it's looking like a 90-10. We're gonna go Herod at this point. Crixius, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Yeah, we're gonna get started here in. Oh, we can start now. Good amount of people in here. Okay. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Today, again, just to reiterate, we're gonna be going through a 1 to 6. We're not gonna go to 60, but we're gonna be going through a 1 to 60 customizable speed leveling guide. It's friendly for all classes, both factions, solo, duo, and trio. I'm bringing it up on the screen right now. Links in the chat. And if you guys are looking for a leveling guide, or if you're looking for materials to study to incorporate into your leveling guide, this is a fully comprehensive turnkey solution for you. It takes you all the way to 60. And we're going to be going through it right now. So I pulled it up. First step, right? First step is to choose your faction and to choose your group size. So this could use a little bit of polish and visual, updates. It's not the most sexy thing looking right here at this stage, but we're gonna choose Horde, and I'm gonna choose Duo because I'm going to Duo come Classic. I'm not gonna solo level, even though I see some advantages to the solo leveling. When I'm thinking big picture, I'm thinking farming pre-abyss. I'm thinking of week 1 MC and getting a priest up there. I'm thinking of having multiple, two sets of professions, all that stuff. I really do think the way is to Duo level. I think group leveling is stronger on a fresh environment as well. I'm going to choose Orc, Warlock, and my Priest is going to be Shot the Falesen, Troll, Priest. So you can plug this in, plug and chug your own race and classes here. And if you want to do trio, it would pop up another thing over here on the right. I don't know too many. Anybody trio leveling in the chat? I don't know too many people trio leveling. Some people are just because they have a couple friends. So that's pretty much it. And we're going to start leveling. So here we are. We're in the first step right here. Page not found. Sorry, did I link it wrong? Oh, because I double spammed it. My bad, dude. Yeah, I double spammed it. My bad, dude. It won't me let you go past Dark Shore on solo rogue. Then maybe they didn't add it for certain all the way to 60 for certain races. I'll have to ask around. Either way, it's going to be fully there for 60. The route has been done for quite some time now for both Alliance and Horde, so don't sweat it. I just keep refreshing it and stuff. They're going to add more features and all that good shit. There's an add-on for this. You don't have 2 screens. That's a little bit rough. Yeah, it may not be the guide for you if you don't have 2 screens. I mean, you could tab over to it, but I think ideally I have it set up right here on this monitor, game right here. And for me, this is more of just like a guiding light. Like I don't have to look at it in massive detail. I know where all the quests are pretty much. This is just keeping me on track because believe it or not, even if you are a very squared away leveler, you're just going to forget certain things, man. I swear, maybe it's just me, but little things are just going to slip through the cracks, and having something like this to keep you a little bit focused and just thinking big picture and stuff is really nice. So it breaks down all the leveling steps into little bite-sized chunks. Instead of seeing a massive spreadsheet right now of, just this humongo wall of text and having to go through the spreadsheet and control F through it, it breaks it down into bite-sized chunks. So it's starting us in the Valley of Trials here. I'll zoom in, as you can see. Really nice that you can zoom around, play with the map. It's your own. It's interactive. It's really nice. You see your buddy Troll Priest up here, Orc Warlock, and pretty much you're able to click this quest and get a little bit more details on it. So that's something we're adding to. We're going to add NPC pictures here, so that you have to go to Caltunk right here. See this guy, humanoid, first guy in the Valley of Trials. You have to talk to this guy. We're going to add his picture. So Taladrill went through the painstaking effort of getting pictures for every NPC in the game. I don't even know how many that was, bro. Probably 10K plus. And there's going to be a little picture here. There's coordinates, levels, and if there's a quest that you turn in, it'll show the amount of XP you get from it. How insane is that? That you get to see not only the coordinates, the quest, how much XP it gives you, so you can plan around the breakpoints. So if if you're going to go turn in and you want to ding at a certain level, you'd be like, okay, instead of just using my gut, I can say that I have to grind to 700 XP because when I turn this quest in, it's going to give me 200 and it's going to bring me up to 8 and I'm going to ding and I'm going to be able to get my skills. So just really nice, a really good attention to detail. And as you can see at this level 1 thing, it's telling Warlocks to go vendor their gear that they have on them equipped to get 10 copper to go train Immolate. Little just attention to detail is a really big thing you're going to see throughout this guide. No detail was left out pretty much. 10K NPCs? Yeah, there's got to be about 10K NPCs, right? I think that, yeah, I mean, there's got to be. Do you think it's better than Joanna's? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I don't know. Joanna's a great guy. I don't want to say anything against him. He's working hard in his leveling guide. He's been putting his heart and soul into it. I would say check them both out. Check them both out and just make the call yourself. There might be the type of thing where it's just different styles for different people. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing for love for Joanna though. Joanna is actually a real OG. He's hosted me before. He's been nothing but kind and just a great dude. So shout out to Joanna, man. Shout out to Joanna.
Yeah, for sure. Joanna actually inspired me to play a hunter when I first started playing Vanilla WoW. And from a guy who uses both of these guides, I don't think there's one that's indefinitely better than the other. Joanna's is definitely a little more user friendly, easier to pick up. This one just has a little more attention to detail that some people may just find maybe overwhelming.
There you go. There you go. You heard it from and Thick honestly is a really good leveler. He's a power gamer. He's a hunter. He's a melee weaver. He's someone who I really think is a top contender for some of the top that's one of the top dudes on our server at least. Getting 60. He's going to be part of the week 1 rag crew, hunter class leader in Invictus. If you guys are still looking for a home for Classic 2 Invictus, we still are very much recruiting 3 raid teams going for week 1 rag. A lot of people hating on that. We'll see what happens. You can watch us succeed. You can watch us crash and burn. Either way, should be a good time.
My first instructional video is going to be about how to global a warlock.
Oh god.
Namely a soul.
How to global cargoes, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get started here, guys. We're gonna get started here. I'm gonna follow this guide to the T. I'm gonna bring it up. It's gonna slow me down a little bit because I'm gonna bring it up after I complete each little step here. I'll flash it up on the screen real quick. So that will slow me down, but I still think we're going to get a really fantastic time here. And if you have any questions about how to use this thing, I mean, it's pretty brain dead easy, right? Like, you'll be able to figure it out. But we're just going to get going here. It's free. Yeah, 100% free. 100% free. Yeah, we ain't charging you, bros. No charging. No money, bro. So, here you go. I'll put the link in the chat. I got to take a leave real quick, though. I'll be back in, like, a minute. It's buggy for you? Yeah, I mean, there's a chance it's still buggy. It's still very much kind of in a beta mode, but if you guys have been following this, every week there's new updates to it. There's new features and stuff. Be right back 1 minute. Damn, bro. Still a little bit sicky. I'm getting over it, though. Getting over it. Okay.
It used to sound a lot worse, for sure.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit better here. Okay, let me see what the chat is saying right now. Man, what a tease. Just a little longer. Can you save your progress on it? No. That feels bad, I have to say. You can't save your progress on it yet. That's definitely something we're tracking. We're also going to add a search bar here. So you can search up specific quests and go to specific sections of an arc. Oh, you don't have it up. But so all that stuff is coming. But for you guys that have been asking for weeks and weeks and months in the demo and the beta and all this, you guys are asking what leveling guide are you using? What leveling guide are you using? What guide are you using? What route are you using? Is this Joanna's guide? You guys have been asking that for weeks and weeks and months. This is what we've been using. It's just been in a Google Sheet form for months and months. It was just a gigantic Google Sheet with thousands of lines. So they've taken that Google Sheet and updated it to the best of their ability. We put it in the hands of a seasoned engineer. Shout out to Ale, seen him on Countdown to Classic, full clear Nax, big brain, vanilla guy, and he used his 10 plus years of full stack development experience to turn it into this resource for the community. So by using this, you are just like life hacking into the knowledge base of someone who's put 4,000 plus hours into it. Not me. I'm saying like Navigant Ingredients. They put a ton of time into this. So that's something you should definitely at least have on your radar. So we're gonna get started here though. All right, level 1 Warlock. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna do this one. We're just gonna level Warlock. We're gonna use this guide, and any questions, just put in the chat. Here we go. How's the sound, by the way? Is that too loud? For those in the chat, the music. How can we get the undead one fixed? Is it not working? Is there something wrong with it? Does it work for Alliance? Yeah. It works for all classes. All classes Once you get to, like, I've noticed once you get to, like, the 20s, like I was around 25 yesterday, there was some bugs that I was noticing. I put it into the feed. I think Navi fixed them up this morning. So there was some, I mean, it's still a work in progress, right? When it comes to some of the map stuff, but the route, like everything you see on the left, as long as you follow this stuff on the left, like you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So here we go. We're going to start, boys. Here we go. So the guide is telling me to go pick up place in the world right here. This is something that you probably may not get cutting teeth on a fresh launch type of setup. My binds is messed up. Hold up. My auto run is not working, but okay. It might be on foot pedal actually. So we're gonna turn this in, as you can see, and then we're going to vendor. We're gonna vendor our dagger, and we're gonna vendor our 3 pieces of gear right here. Get up to 10 copper. The gear is gonna be inconsequential. It's gonna be red for the majority of the Duratar run anyway. So no biggie there. Gonna go over, sorry, I'm gonna vendor from this dude.
What can I help you with?
We're running speed running splits too. Oh, the speed running splits isn't showing up. We need splits. I want to show what kind of time we can get. Let me restart. On the left, I'm gonna pull up a split timer. Anybody familiar with what a split timer is? It's gonna be here on the left side of the screen. It's gonna show you what, it's gonna show you what time you hit each level. So we're gonna go put on auto run. There we go. That's why it was messed up. Yeah, let me enable the split timer. We'll restart. Pog strat selling gear. Yeah, it's something that you definitely want to do as a warlock. It's out of all the classes, I mean, those initial spells you can get at rank 1. You don't need to be 2. It's a common misconception that you need to be level 2. Out of all the classes, warlock and I think shaman are probably the ones that benefit the most. Druids get Mark of the Wild. Rogues get stealth, not really a big deal. Warriors get, what do warriors get? Battle shout. Maybe you could do it. I don't think you have the gear to get battle shout though. I don't know. What is the first thing warriors get? I think it's battle shout. Let me just recreate my guy and have the speed timer on.
Dude, hunters get track beast? That's pretty fucking OP.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah, super worth it. You know where all those modeled boards are at level 1. Alright, so speed run splits. Why is it gray? Is it not working? Disabled, enabled. Okay, hopefully that should do it. Hopefully that should do it. Is this guy to level 12 or 60? It's all the way to 60. It goes all the way to 60. Every step all the way to 60 is going to be there. So skip that cinematic, by the way. As soon as that cinematic comes up, if you're trying to speed run, your time on the clock is already ticking. Your time is already ticking there. So we'll put this somewhere you can see it really well right there. That's the split I was talking about on the left side. So we're gonna go ahead, turn this in. We have auto quest turn in right now. We're gonna vendor our gear. Pick up immolate. And this is all said in the guide too. So even this big brand stuff like vendoring the gear, all this stuff is accounted for in the guide. This is what it's telling you to do.
Go forth to victory. Strength and honor.
Pick up immolate. There we go.
For the Horde.
Auto run. We're gonna throw on shoot down here for a second. Throw on blood fury. Throw on this. Put on demon skin. Get our action bars going as well. We're gonna put mouse here. Food, water, demon skin. All right, we're set up. We are set up. So we'll set up with a immolate into shadow bolt into immolate projectile first into the instant connection on both of these boars. And just following the guide, it's telling me to pick up cutting teeth and to grind over to the Sarkoth area. So that's what we're gonna do. Just gonna follow it to the T.
No big brain strats.
Nothing too yet. Pull in two boars though, like this, and pulling them in this way I think is the best way to open up as a warlock because you get to front load the most amount of your mana.
Can we take a moment just to appreciate how Zug his character is right now? Just ass naked.
Oh yeah, dude.
Boars in the face.
I'm usually ass naked till like 20, dude, because I'm still vendoring my gear anytime I can. The gear, I don't really care too much about the gear. And the thing is too, if you're dual leveling with someone and you're trying to get wands, right? You both honestly should go enchanting and just DE all your greens so you can get graders by 14. I think it's 100% worth. So we're toggling back and forth, just throwing melees on both of these. I think I messed up. I might have messed up the breakpoints there. Okay. Now, if this was fresh, people have been asking. I think it's probably the play just to ignore these boars and go straight Sarkoth. We were talking about this, but again, this isn't fresh. This is a bit of a a speed run. So we're doing it this way. Again, it'd be nice to target level 1s instead of level 2s, but whatever. Get these nameplates going. Where's the guide? I'll pull it up for each step. I'm just I'm going through the motions right now. I can pull it up for a second. Yeah, I got to get used to pulling it up so you guys can see it. So we trained immolate. We're gonna go next step. Complete objective, cutting teeth. You see that? And we're gonna pick up Sarkoth. So that's what we're doing right now. We're killing boars, completing cutting teeth, and we're making our way over to Sarkoth. So I will try my very best to pull this up for each step. So we're gonna pick up Sarkoth at the tree, and then we're gonna go kill Sarkoth. So that's it for this step. You guys can see that, right? Nothing too crazy here so far. No rocket science going on yet. I can handle linking it if you're focused on it. Thank you so much, Perfect Stealth. That'd be great, man. That would be great.
I can't pass that yet. It's still recharging.
So we need 2 boars still. Unfortunately, kind of messed that up a little bit. If you time it perfectly and you kill enough boars en route, you can pretty much end up with your 10th boar right by Sarkoth. So the idea that we have to pull up the guide every few seconds or whatever is going to slow down the run a little bit, but you're still going to see what's going to happen if we follow it to the T. It's going to still be a really good time. I think we're going to be looking hour 40 something is my guess. Hour 40 something to 10. Very competitive time. Also, interestingly enough, my dot timer isn't working. So I downloaded an add-on called Nug Runner or something. It usually pops up the dots here. The thing about dots when it comes to leveling like a warlock or something, dots can be good. They're the most damage to mana efficient they're the most mana efficient damage, right? But they're also really susceptible to overkilling stuff. So unless you know like the damage breakpoints on how many dots it's gonna take to kill something, you oftentimes will just overkill stuff. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to keep an eye on the chat too. Are you playing on the streamer server? No, I'm not playing on Fairly, I'm playing on Horde, my man. Playing on Horde.
Iron before collective freeing from the fucking Reddit community.
Cargo's lover. What? Whoa, that's crazy, dude. There's a dude named that? Man. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Thank you. Oh, did we? Yeah, we got Sarkoth, thank God. Okay. Didn't scuff the run yet. So we're just gonna run him back once we have Sarkoth tagged here. See if he dies to this. We have 2 ticks of immolate left. Nope, gonna need a shadow bolt. Okay, you're getting his mangled claw. Legend, hoping to see you playing with Alex. Yeah, Alex is playing on Herod, man. It's gonna be crazy. Gonna be crazy. You think we're gonna get fucked up, guys, as streamers, man, on Herod? There's a good chance, man. People are gonna be coming for us. I'm ready though. My body is ready. I know what I signed up for. Here we go. Turn this in. Okay, I'll pull up the guide here for a second so we can see where we're at right now. Okay, so hand in Sarkoth. Let me pull the guide up. So now we're gonna go turn in. We're gonna turn in the quest. We're gonna run up this little ramp, jump down. Our next steps are to vendor. So the guide even tells you when to vendor. $2 from David. Thank you so much, man. There's no buying it, bro. It's totally free. Totally free. 100 biddies from Bomp. Thank you so much, Bomp. So it even tells you when to vendor, the coordinates, all that. And we're gonna buy refreshing spring water. Love that. You love to see that. We're gonna hand in Sarkoth, cutting teeth, pick up Sting of the Scorpid, and pick up hollowed tablet. So let me take off this again. I'm gonna jump down to this vendor, just following it to
Love
the T.
custom guide. Where can I buy it?
It's totally free. Someone can link it in the chat for you. It's super easy. So we're gonna buy 1, just a single stack of refreshing water. I actually kind of think we should buy 2. I'm gonna buy 2. So I'm already deviating from the guide. F's in the chat, but I think 2 is a little better. But if you're duoing, actually, if you're duoing, I don't know if that part is custom, but if you're duoing, you may not have to buy as much because you're just gonna have another person helping you kill and sustain and all that.
Farewell.
Okay. So let me pull the guide back up again. We gotta pick up Cactus Surprise.
Be safe.
We have to pick up Lazy Peons, and then we have to start progressing Lazy Peons, progressing Galgar's Cactus Apples, progressing Sting of the Scorpid, and complete objective Val Familiar. Yep. Oh, good call. So someone said that I have the guide set for duo. That's a good point. I should probably reset that, huh? I should probably reset that real quick. Good point, my man. Thank you very much, Cargo's over. Let me go back to it. The Horde, Solo, Orc, Warlock, Start. Sweet. There we go. Okay. So we're going to progress Lazy Peons.
I can do that.
I can already tell this run's going to be a little bit slower since I have to toggle the guide up all the time, but I still think it's worth it, so you can see that we're following it to the T, and what kind of time we're going to get following it to the T.
I can't cast that yet.
Alright. Our second peon off in the distance here.
I can't cast that.
That guide is damn sweet. Absolutely, yeah, no, it's definitely really good. I mean, if I were in your guys' position, like being able to see a guy that someone spent 4,000 hours on making, not myself, again, not myself. I put a good amount of time in and helped them refine it, but that would be just a huge value add. So even if you're not going to use it yourself to the T, undoubtedly you're going to see some stuff in there that's going to maybe inspire you to change some things around with your leveling guide. So or at least check it out. We have some time to kill before Classic comes out, you know, so. Okay. What server is you playing on right now? This is the beta server, so this is, I don't even know what server this is. This is the beta server, though. Beta's going down today, so the plan today is to just level till the beta goes down. And we'll probably make it to maybe 20 or something by the time it comes down. We'll be following this the whole way. This is the last chance we're going to see real Classic, though, right? Like what you're seeing right now, until the game comes out, this is it. This is it, boys. This is it. This is it right here. How can I have those timers on the left side of your screen? It's an add-on called Speedrun Splits. Add-on called Speedrun Splits. So we're going to move while our mana ticks back up. So we're almost mana capped right now. Probably one more tick and then we'll open on the Scorpion. There we go. We're going to be full mana by the time we open up on him. That's one thing. Managing your mana ticks. Very, very nice little optimization you can do. Okay, get the tail, loot the apple. Okay, we got another one right here. We're moving while the man is ticking. So you're going to see this little bar above my head. People always ask about this. You see this little thing that's counting down? Every time I cast a spell, it starts counting down, right? This is a tracker that tracks your spirit-based mana regeneration. So when this goes down all the way and it cools down and it starts, that's when I'm going to experience my first tick of mana. That's what that does. And if you're a mana user, definitely recommend getting something like that. Got a donation.
Thanks
I heard it come
for all
through.
the help. I finally feel that I am fully prepped for classic LFG.
Andy Brochill, thank you so much for the $5, dude. That is very nice of you, bro. $5. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I mean this. I mean, are you still there, Thick, by the way? I mean, what percentage of people you think are totally good to go with their leveling guide and have everything mapped out? I actually would still venture to say not a lot of people, man. Like, even myself, there's still a lot of stuff I could do to, like, feel more prepared and stuff. So, this is, like, a real nugget right here, if you guys want to analyze this.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that people still don't know about, you know, doing that can save you upwards of 10 hours to 12 hours to even 24 hours on your total leveling time. It's just as simple as, you know, knowing a few things about your route or knowing when it's efficient to go train levels. I mean, it's real simple stuff, but it saves you time over the long run. I think this guide's really good at pointing out the details.
Definitely, man. What are your plans for leveling too? Maybe you could introduce yourself to the stream. I've been blabbering on. So, by the way, guys, in the chat before he introduces himself, this is my guildie right here. His name is Thick. What is it? Thick TV.
It's Thick Meta TV.
Thick Meta
yes,
TV,
sir.
dude. A Texan, a nice guy, Invictus Hunter class leader. Love to see some hunter pride. Hunter pride in the guild. Hunter pride is too lacking at the moment.
Hunter pride. I'm telling you, yeah.
And you plan on
Everyone
going...
thinks It's all doom and gloom.
Absolutely, right? So, what are your plans, man? You've been pumping. I've been seeing you. You really know a great deal about leveling, man.
Yeah, man. I've done a lot of solo questing over my many years. Even from original vanilla, I began writing guides. I don't have much experience with this whole new meta of dungeon grinding or you know duo leveling, quad leveling, whatever you want to call it. But solo leveling, if you're out there, you have a pet. Um, really, I don't think you should even. I don't think you should even bother with the whole dungeon thing. If you have a pet or you're an efficient caster class, you should definitely just solo level. It's quicker. You can go at your own pace. If you really want to poop socket, you can go the full 24 hours, and you don't have to wait for anybody. I think those things are. I think those things are very important.
Absolutely. It's good to have you here. Thanks for keeping me company today on stream, man. Kicking
Hey,
it.
no problem, man. I'm just writing up a Abyss guide for like hunters, because the BIS lists on the internet are like, oh, assuming you're gonna have a month to get your BIS. You know what I mean? I'm trying to write
Not
a
a
more
week one
efficient
rag, yeah.
Swiss guide for everyone.
And you
Yeah,
have a really cool
a more
found.
efficient BIS guide.
Anybody playing Hunter, you found a really cool find with what is it? The flawless Arcanite rifle? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, flawless Arcanite rifle. If you can get the schematic for it, there's gonna be tens of thousands of players. It'll drop for somebody. If you're a rich boy and you can get it, it's super easy to get, and it's a guaranteed BIS going into Molten Core.
Very cool. Never heard that before. Also, pretty sure there's not going to be thorium shells in at launch. I think that quest was added later. So I think thorium arrows. Sorry, you only have the thorium shells. So hunters have to use ammo when they raid, and the ammo they use is called thorium shells or thorium arrows. And I don't think they're going to be there on launch. So having a gun would be great. You could take use of the make use of the thorium shells. Oh, this guy's evaded. Rip. So the authors, the main authors of this guide are in the chat right now too. So if you have any questions, for them specifically, they're in here as well. Shout out to Navic and Egregious. Shout out
to Navic. Jesus, that guy's a machine.
He's a machine, dude. He's a machine. Learned a lot from that guy. Great mentor for WoW for a lot of people, man. He's gonna teach you a lot of. You can learn a lot from that dude. I sure have. Yeah. Let's
Dude, my hunter mentor instincts are taking over. There's a guy in the chat that asked if bows are as good as guns. Bows are only better if you're troll. At Tracy.
Yeah, and even so, very marginally, right? Because glancing blows, hunters don't have to deal with glancing blows, and weapon skill is something that primarily, at least in my mind, right? Unless there's other impacts of it. The reason why weapon skill is so important is that you have a 40% static chance to glancing blow, and the increased weapon skill will mitigate how much damage is mitigated. Will increase the amount of damage you do during a glancing blow, pretty much.
Yeah, during hunter itemization, if you can effectively reduce your hit cap to 6%, you can focus on some of the more agility stated pieces.
So this is where the water's really coming in handy here, being able to get this water, because also another add-on I highly recommend, guys. Highly recommend this add-on is one that shows you how much stuff vendors for. You see, I'm scrolling over this stuff and it shows how much everything is vendoring for. Very, very good, because oftentimes you don't know what to delete, what vendors for what, right? And even when you're picking up a quest reward, let's say you have 3 options from a quest reward, and you're not going to use them, all right? You're not going to use those quest rewards. You want to pick the one that's going to vendor the highest, and this add-on is really good for that. I would definitely recommend getting that. It's probably going to net you a lot of gold in savings by the time you get to 60 if you use it the whole way. Can you cam over your bags cargoes? Sure. I only have 1 bag right now. It's hard. It's the pouch drop rate on the beta is rough. It's rough. So you don't really get a lot of bags. I'll pull up the guide real quick so you can see it while I drink. As you can see, we're still on the same page right now. We're killing Val Familiars. We're progressing that, completing that objective, lazy peons, all that stuff. Cactus Surprise, Ding 4. Okay. So, you see it there. Just want to keep pulling it up from time to time so you can see, you can follow along where we're at right now. Oh, the cam is over the bags. Oh, shoot. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I don't know if I can change it on the fly, but there is an add-on, trust me, believe it exists. It's a thing where you can see how much stuff vendors for in your bag. You guys want me to bring up... One's in the chat if you want me to bring up the add-on list right now, too. I can just bring up add-ons. It'll slow me down for a second, but you can see all the add-ons I'm rocking right now. If there's enough ones in the chat want to see it, we'll do it. Yeah, I can pull it. Just one's in the chat if you want to see the add-ons. We get like 20 ones in the chat, I'll do it.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Oh, that's a lot of ones, okay. Sweet. Alright, after this, let me just dump on this guy. Okay, let me spend my mana, let me dump my mana real quick, and then I'll pull it up.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Okay, here we go.
Just look at this efficiency, folks. Smacks the scorpion in the face.
Oh yeah, just punching him, dude. And the thing is too, the early dagger you start with, you pretty much do as much damage meleeing as that early dagger. I'm fairly convinced you do pretty much the exact same amount of damage. For some reason, you hit pretty hard with your fists on the real thing. Look, I just crit for 5 with my fist. Okay.
I think the dagger is 1 to 2, and I think the fists are 1 to 3.
I know, yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
So here's the add-ons. Auto turn-in, very important for turning in quests, but also some things you got to be careful with this. So some quests you don't want to auto turn in because it'll start an escort after or something like that. You got to be a little bit careful with that. And to stop it from auto turning in, you hold in shift. 5-second rule. That's the little blue bar above my character head. That shows the spirit-based mana regeneration. Sell junk. This makes a little button above the vendor. And now if you click that button that says sell junk, it's going to sell everything that's trash in your bag automatically. Speedrun splits. This pertains to what we see over here on the left. Titan panel, you can't see it, but there's a bar at the top that's showing me XP per hour, time to level, bag slots, location, coordinates, all that stuff. You guys know what Titan panel is at this point. Vendor price, this is the one I'm talking about, and then weapon swing timer. This is the Classic WoW Beta, yes, the final hours of the Classic WoW Beta, before we are cold turkey. Before we are cold turkey before the game comes out. Okay, so let me see, I need 2 Scorpion Tails. I'm done with apples, I'm done with familiar heads. We're gonna make our way over towards these Scorpids.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Where do you download those? You can download them at willitclassic.com right now. And the good thing about doing that right now is you can actually have them downloaded and make sure if you... One's in the chat if you have reserved your character already. Because if you've reserved your character already, what you can do is you can make your bank alt already. At this stage, you can make your bank alt. And you can also verify that all the add-ons that you're going to try and roll with are going to be there and downloaded. Because you're going to see them there on the add-ons on the left. You can check that. So that's one thing I would recommend. Make your bank alt and your main character. So that once the day comes, you can just literally log in and go. Your bank alt's made. Everything is made. You're living the good life. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure we're all set with the guide. I'll pull it up for a second. Complete Sting of the Scorpid. And we're going to jump down. So it wants us to wrap around. I would probably Death Warp personally, but I'm going to follow the guide to the T here to show you what kind of exact time you can anticipate following this guide to the T.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
I would probably just die back, but I think they want us to just to run back, so that's all good. Not everyone's trying to die back all the time. So here we go. And then the next step, let's see what the next step is going to be. We're going to vendor. We're going to turn in Galgar's Cactus Apple Surprise. We're going to turn in Sting of the Scorpid. We're going to turn in Tainted Parchment and get our level 4 skills for Warlocks. That's going to be in the back of the cave. That's Corruption and the Blood Pact for the Imp. Right? We're going to train. We're going to hand in Vile Familiars, get the Imp. Then we're going to pick up Burning Blade Medallion, turn in Lazy Peons, get Thrazzle's pick, right? No, not rocket science. We're still in the starting zone. Nothing too crazy yet. Nothing too crazy. But you see, it's pretty easy to follow along, right? It's pretty easy to follow along with it. Like, it's honestly kind of brain dead. Like, it's oh, is that a scorpion eye? Oh no, bug eye. How much is bug eye sent vendor for? Only 10. The scorpions outside of the starting zone can drop something called dry scorpion eye, which sells for 95 copper, really high value gray item. And without the vendor price add-on, you wouldn't know that was a high value gray item. You would just think it was a piece of crap and maybe just not even loot it. You might not even loot that, you know? You might even just think it's not even worth the loot, but super worth it. Alright, we're going to kill this last scorpion. We're going to tick up a few more and then just dump mana and jump down to the bottom here. Always want to dump your mana. Ideally, you never want to be mana capped when you're leveling. Whenever your mana's... If your mana's full or your health is full, when you get life tap and you get all those other tools as a warlock, you're wrong, dude. Unless you're going, you know, moving from A to B and there's no mobs around you, of course. But if you're sustained grinding and your mana or health is ever capped out at 100, you're wrong.
I can't carry anymore.
What server you playing on? Playing on Horde, my man. Playing on Horde. So we're going to follow it to the T. We jump down, we vendor, okay. So we're going to follow it to the T. We're going to vendor. You can see sell junk at the top left. You see this? Sell junk, that's the add-on at work. Look how much is going to instantly move out of my bag. So good. Love to see that. Get this. I mean, I'm going to ensure that I have 2 silver plus so that I can afford all my skills. I do, and I have money to spare to buy refreshing spring water. So I'm going to buy 1 more spring water just to top myself up on spring water. I'm sitting at a clean 2 silver, 9 copper, so I'll be able to afford everything. We're going to go pop in and get... We're gonna get the grimoire and train up. Okay, so
you guys want to pay attention. He got the soft wool belt that is best in slot until level 6, guys.
Best in slot, best in slot, best in slot. You're gonna get a lot of cloaks too. There's a cloak from the Centaur quest or one of them. You get another cloak later on. Doesn't matter too much, but did I not train corruption? I gotta train corruption. Whoops. Okay. Put some pants on, you savage. What's up, Phage? Good to see you, my man. Can't wait to play with you, dude. Shout out to Phage. Anybody from Invictus in the house? Anybody from the awesome guild that we're starting, man? Dude, Invictus is it's gonna be so fun playing with you guys. I really can't wait. I sincerely can't wait to meet all you guys, become friends with all you guys, see you guys at BlizzCon. Holy moly, man. It's gonna be an era. So you wanna get your imp going earlier rather than later, as soon as we get it, just because it's pretty mana costly. So you want to just like start it as soon as possible, so you can start ticking back up your mana. Train blood pact. We'll get corruption on the bars. So once you have the imp, I'll show you some good pet control too. Yo, Thick, can you appreciate some good pet control as a hunter?
Dude, I can appreciate some amazing pet control as a hunter.
Yeah.
I've got macros that tell my pet to sit, tell my pet to eat, tell my pet to attack, tell it to go passive, tell it to run you down if you're a warlock.
Oh man, run you down if you're a warlock. That's a yikes. So I'm gonna train blood pact right here. And so pretty much the pet control, I control my pet. If you're playing a pet class, this is a good tip. I control my pet with my mouse. Everything is on my mouse. Scroll up, scroll down is to deploy my pet, and to deploy my pet. And yeah, I just overkilled this drastically. On a level 1, you just need 1 firebolt. 1 firebolt and a corruption will kill a level 1. So pretty much what you want to do with your pet is I'm level 5, so level 1s are no longer on my radar. They're not worth it to kill. It's too much of an XP penalty. So I'm looking for level 2s. Any level 2 that I see, I'm sending my pet after. All I need is 1 firebolt from him. So that's all I need. 1 firebolt and he can move on. I want to put him on passive. You want to control your pet's mana just like it's your own. You want to, because your pet follows the same 5-second rule as you do. So you want to use your pet's mana. You don't want to just have it on autocast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use 2 firebolts there. That should be fine. Okay, he did 3 there. That was a little bit too much, but it's okay. This guy should be super dead. It'd be nice to have a dock timer to see how many ticks we have. Corruption ticks every 2 seconds. So you'll be able to like math out how much damage you need. So just 2 firebolts, and I think I'm Gucci with this. There's the 2 firebolts. I'm done. Imp's done for the day. He did his thing. He's good to go. This boar should die from this corruption. He should die. He should die from that corruption. That's a 1. Don't want that. I'm gonna cancel the imp. Put him on here. All I need is 2 firebolts from him. Oh, good. Just a temple with the right immolate onto. That's it. That's all we need. So we're gonna keep the imp with us. If you manage your imp like that, he will have so much more mana. If you just keep him on autocast, he's gonna run out of mana like very fast because he's staggering all of his casts. You want to make use of one of the benefits of imp is that he has a really high spirit. It's the highest spirit out of all your pets. So if you work his 5-second rule really well, Also, it may not be a 5-second rule for pets. Goisha, who's a big brain warlock, was saying that it's anywhere between 7 to 9 seconds. I haven't verified this myself, but either way, there's some sort of same kind of mechanic worth working the time on the imps. So on these, maybe 3 firebolts against a 4. Either way, you just want to be conscious about your pet's mana and keep an eye on it. So 1 more firebolt, and that'll be Gucci for him. Imp's cool now. He's chilling. He's just going to stand by me. See, he's not attacking right now, even though he has mana. We're not attacking with him because we don't want to use his mana. And look, now he's perfectly set up, full mana for the next kill. He's good to go. We'll set him off in the distance here on this pet. Also, sorry if I'm not reading the chat. I'm just kind of in the groove right now. So probably 2 firebolts is sufficient. Get him on this. Firebolt is the imp ability out. Fireball is different, but firebolt is what the imp uses.
Hey, just to help you out real quick, Cargos, at David Hernandez, man, the customizable 1 to 60 speed leveling guide, it's actually a website he already linked. I can go ahead and link it.
Please, yeah, please do. I'll make you mod in the chat too, man. I appreciate that. It's classicwow.live/leveling. Totally free, customizable, whatever class you want to play. Whatever you want to solo, you want to duo, you want to play alliance, you want to play horde. Doesn't matter. It's got you covered. It'll factor all that good stuff in. Totally free for the community. I got a cloak. Well, might as well equip this too. So you'll see a real world of difference when you manage your imp's mana. You really will. Any warlocks in the chat, I'll know. If you manage it, it's a big deal. We'll do 2 firebolts per mob with the imp, and we're just going to that's it, imp. No, just 2. We just need 2 from you, buddy. Just need 2. Send him at the next one here. So you see his tick. One tick of regen from the imp, and he's full mana. Did you see that? That is insane, dude. He went from like 30% mana to full in 1 tick. So we'll just do two firebolts. I'm lagging. Why am I lagging? Why am I lagging? What's going on? Sorry about that. Did you guys see that on stream? That was weird. Okay. I think we're good now, though. So we'll do 2 firebolts from the imp per mob. Maybe 3. Maybe 3 is worth. That's good.
I can't link. I'm not mod, but I typed it out.
Just type in the chat. I'll make you a mod in here, Thick.
You got that.
Here we go. Add moderator. Sweet. Should be work. Should work now. Thanks for helping me out with that.
And what it means by like fully customizable is there's like these little drop down menus. You can pick your race, your faction, your class, and it gives you what I consider to be the most optimal route for that class. I mean, it's so much time has gone into this. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, there really has. It's a real resource. Even big brain people can really benefit from it. I'm telling you, man. It's not just your average leveling guide. Just check it out, give it a shot. You'll see that the level of attention of detail in there.
Yeah, I've been making hunter leveling guides just solo dolo by myself for like 6 years, and there's something up in like the 40s I didn't even know about. There's grinding spots I didn't even know about.
Yeah, I think 2 firebolts is the play. Look at that. You're getting good value from your dots. Imp is going to be able to experience a mana tick before we get to the next mob. I like it. Why do the gods stop at 10? Do they? Are they stopping for 10 at you? There's a chance some of the routes haven't been fully uploaded yet. I've heard that feedback over the last weeks. They shouldn't stop at 10 though. They should stop at 15 because we did a little promotion for the beta. I mean for the stress test, so people could level to 15 at least for all the classes. So there's a chance this up to 60 hasn't been added for everything. It will be though. All the routes are done. They've been done for a little bit. So if your class and race isn't there quite at the moment, it will be. I'll just check back. If Navik and Agridas are still in the chat too, they might be able to answer that.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I need to play this game right now, dude. How excited are you guys for Classic, man? You guys excited? I'm so excited. We've been waiting for this moment for years. It's finally here, guys. We're gonna be here. Like I said before, my milk expires after Classic comes out. That really brought it home to me. My freaking milk, man.
That spell is
See that? See what just happened right there? The imp just teleported up top here. So on a private server, or back in the day, the imp could scuff you. Alright? So Navik just messaged me, he said, I'll publish the Alliance 1 to 60 tonight. That's good to see. So if you're an Alliance player, I guess the whole 1 to 60 isn't there quite yet for Alliance, but it's going to be up there tonight. Good to see. But if you're, you know about this, right, Thick? You're a hunter, as a hunter, your pet killing everybody and running around and pulling everything. That's like the anti-dream scenario right there. Like, you hate it when that happens, dude. It happens to the best of us, but...
You hate to see it, man,
yeah. On the beta, the pets seem to... They just kind of teleport to you. So that seems like a change, honestly. Because you'll, like, jump off a cliff or something, and then the pet will just kind of, like, appear next to you. It doesn't run around and pull everything.
Yeah, I had no idea this was a thing, man, but apparently in 1.12, they made it so that pets did that. So people stopped ass-pulling entire raids with their pets.
Yep. So I pulled
And
up the
again-
guide for a second here, just real quick. It shows that we're completing Thazrol's pick and Burning Blade Medallion. So you guys see we did that, right? And then look at the bottom. It actually shows you the Death Warp. It says, die in the northernmost part of the cave, right? So what that does, on private servers, is a little bit more specific. You have to die in a very specific location in order to respawn at Razor Hill. But it's including the Death Warps to Razor Hill here. So... that's what we're going to do. We're going to die in the northernmost part of the cave. Just to get a few steps ahead, we're going to go to Razor Hill, pick up Vanquish the Betrayers, Canvas Scraps, up the esports shortcut. It even shows actual shortcuts you can take to save some time, which is really nice. So we're going to dismiss the imp, get rid of demon skin. Let me toggle back off the guide here. That's where we're headed right now. We're pulling everything we can. We're in the northernmost part of the cave. If you want stuff to stay leashed to you, depending on what level you are, you have to love tap it every 11 to 16 seconds. At this level, you have to love tap it with something every 11 seconds in order to keep it leashed to you. So we're just gonna go ahead and sit down here so we get crit. We're gonna sit down here and get crit, and we're gonna die, and we should respawn over in Razor Hill, which we do. You can go ahead and respawn at the Spirit Healer, and then per the guide, it tells us to go pick up Vanquish the Betrayer, carry your weight. That's what we're gonna do at the moment. I don't think you'll be able to die at launch at this cave. You could just duel with someone, or you could drown yourself. So when in doubt, people have been saying that over the past week, say you're not gonna be able to die, you can just drown. There's a little pool of water there. Yeah, it feels like it kind of sucks a little bit, but it's worth it, 100%. There's a little tiny pool of water. You can just sit there, put your head underwater, and just kill yourself with drowning. The reason why you don't want to delete your Hearthstone and use auto one stuck there is because you want to hearth back after you obtain these quests, right? So that's what it says on the guide. Will the guide show what professions you should level? Only one it shows is cooking. Believe it or not, cooking is something that actually doesn't take as much time to do as you might think. And for some classes that depend on food and depend on spirit, like rogues and warriors, it actually might be a worthy consideration to pick up cooking. If you save all the materials and you're forward thinking about what materials you need to level up, your boar meat, your strider meat, things like that, you can actually pretty painlessly level up cooking. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. I'll leave it at that. So we're going to go up the esports shortcut, carry your weight, and then immediately from up here, we're going to hearth back with our Hearthstone for the recommendation of the guide. So I'll pull up the guide real quick so you guys can see it again, what our next steps are going to be. We're going to hand in Burning Blade. We're going to pick up Report to Senjin, hand in this pick up a Peon's Burden, which is on the way out. Grind chunks of boar meat and Scorpius Stingers, pick up the Ward and Coal Cargation, basically pick up the Senjin quest. So we have the Razor Hill quests. We're gonna go and pick up the Senjin quest at this point. One thing I would actually potentially recommend, though, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I would potentially recommend, if you are solo leveling at this point, we might want to add that to the guide, Navik. I don't know what you think about this. We'll talk about it later. You might want to add the breakpoint if you are solo, so that when you turn in these quests, you ding 6 and you can pick up your skills here. But it's not a huge deal at the end of the day. I mean, I'm a warlock, so it's not that big. We're close. You see what I'm saying? I kind of want to. I kind of just want to ding 6 right now, but I'll follow the guide exactly. I don't want to deviate at all. If I was solo, I would probably have mathed out the breakpoint a little bit so that when I turned those in, I would get 6 and I'd be able to train my skills there. Warlock, not a big deal. Not too big of a deal. You do get life tap and bolt though. So, oh, I still have the thing up. Shoot, my bad. So we're going to, okay. Okay, I took it off. Sorry, left it on a little bit too long there. Okay, so we're gonna head out of here. Our heart is now on cooldown. We're gonna head out of here. Wouldn't drowning not be close enough to respawn at Razor Hill? No, it's close enough. I've tested it before. If you just make sure you drown at the no. I'm pretty sure probably the whole pool works, but I would just drown at the tippy top northmost part of the pool, and you should be fine. Guide is in the description. Yeah, cargo's. Yeah. Where is this guide? Someone can link it for you in the chat, my man. Someone can link it for you. So this is one thing that I would do. Here's a perfect example of what type of stuff isn't included in the guide to this degree. Because I'm trying to just be fair and objective here. What I would normally do in this situation after picking up this quest is I would auto unstuck right here using the character unstuck since my heart is on cooldown, and I would die to Senjin. The guide, if we pull it up real quick, is telling us to grind some boar meat and stingers. I think for some classes that could be good, you know, dying over and over again, maybe as a warrior and stuff, and not picking up some of those extra XP and killing that stuff may not be the best, but either way, that would be an example. I'm just showing you like stuff that saves like 20 seconds a lot of the time in terms of death skips isn't included in the guide because we have to balance accessibility a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So right now the guide is only 1 to 10. No, it goes all the way to 60. At least for Horde. I mean, I checked on the Warlock one yesterday. We were going through the motions. That goes all the way to 60. You can follow this to the T. When to vendor, when to train, all this stuff is incorporated. So the only thing I'm going to repair here is my primitive hand blade. You don't really have to repair gear. That's one thing. Just a little nugget you can take with you. You don't really have to repair gear. It's kind of inconsequential, and you're going to be dying like so much that you don't really need to repair gear. So we're going to pick up all the Senjin quests for the guide. Scoop up the Practical Prey Tiger one. We're going to pick up Thwarting Kolkar Aggression, and we're going to go execute on Kolkar Aggression. Which water pool? In that cave, there's a little tiny pool of water. If you were to go into that cave and hang right, there's a little pool of water right there. You'll see it. It's sort of a little shallow pool, but you can drown yourself on it, for sure. So these are the scorpions I'm talking about, by the way. These are the ones that drop the high value gray, Scorpion's Eye. Kind of a low drop chance. But yeah, those are the ones. We're going to start multi-dotting here a little bit. So I'm going to move, tick up a little bit, tick up a little bit. Do some little triangle trap action here. Imp's a little bit low, but we're able to take care of 2 mobs pretty easily. That's nice. That's clean. Yeah, no luck on the stinger there. Imp's ticking back up. We're making our way over towards the Kolkar boys over here. Could you ask mobs to control mouse control? I feel like I got derailed as I was explaining it. Yeah, so pretty much I deploy my pet out with scroll up on the mouse wheel. As you can see, he's moving to the target right there. If I scroll that back, it'll recall the pet, right? I have 4 buttons on my mouse. I don't have one of those MMO mouses because I'm a lefty. The buttons on the left side of my mouse button 5 and 4, they control 2 of the pet abilities. The mouse buttons on the right control another 2 pet abilities. So for example, like on a succubus, you would have Invis, Seduce, Lash of Pain, and Soothing Kiss, right? Those would be your 4 abilities. So between all 4 abilities and then recall and deploy, you're good. And then I will click down on my mouse wheel. There's a button in the middle of my mouse as well, and that is to stay, to put your pet on stay. With that, you have full control of your pet, right? Would you agree? I mean, I don't know if you're still here, that's pretty much, that's it for your pet, right? Unless there's some other ones you have.
There's some more hunter-specific ones, but yeah, basically you just keep in mind that there's something you touch the most often, whether it be mouse wheel up or like Q, and just keep buying a passive for basic full control. I mean, they're super easy to find. I can link some, or their macros used to be a lot harder to make in Classic. With the 8.0 client or the 7.5 client, whatever it is, the macros are much easier to make.
Absolutely. Another thing too that you need though on Warlock is you need a Dispel. You need a Dispel macro, which is, I don't have it on my mouse personally. So when you, with your Fel Hunter, Devour Magic, it's offensive and defensive Dispel. You need one that targets yourself and uses it. I use like Shift something, Shift tilde to do it. That one is off the mouse. But other than that, I think everything is on the mouse. Also Imp CS, no, CS is fine, CS is fine, you just use it on the mouse. But the Dispel macro, it's actually like really important you have that. That one requires a bind, pretty much.
I can't attack that. That's still recharging.
Rank 2 Bolt would be really nice here. That would be one thing I would change, Navik, if you're in here, man. I think finding the breakpoint, if you are solo, again, to ding 6 before you leave so you can pick up the level 6 skills would be really nice here. Having rank 2 Bolt would be dope. Can Warlocks use staffs at the start? You'd have to train it, Staves. Yeah, you'd have to train it. You could train it in Org or TB. You can both train. You can train it in both of those locations. One thing that's nice about getting those Razor Hill quests, though, is you can progress canvas scraps. Not a big deal if you're solo, but in a duo, it's pretty nice that you can start progressing it down here.
Can't cast that yet. That spell is
Slash paid so far. You can see it on the left. Not like some amazing run, but again, we're interacting with the chat. We're pulling up the guide. We'll see what kind of 1 to 10 time give. It was still going to be very competitive for sure. As you can see, we're sacrificing a little bit of efficiency, pulling up add-ons and talking and doing all that, but it still should be a very competitive time as it plays out. So here in this situation, I'm going to get some initial threat with the Imp. I'm a little bit low here. And then I'll strip it off the Imp. The Imp is pretty weak comparatively to private servers, though, so you can't take too much of a beating. There we go. He's still tanked a little bit there. Good for you, man.
Do all the Warlock pets use mana?
They do, but one interesting thing is that, you know, Imp is the only one that requires really mana to do its damage, right? So like Succubus has the highest DPS out of all the Warlock pets, believe it or not. I don't know if it's like that way totally at 60, I haven't done the math, but we calculated the DPS of the pets at various leveling stages. So at 30, at 40, at 30, and the Succubus is doing more damage than the Imp. And when you factor in Lash of Pain and you factor in the high melee physical damage, the Succubus was doing more. And the good thing about the Succubus's damage is that it's free. It's physical damage. So once you get Dark Pact online, you can just you can draw from its mana pool. You can draw from its mana pool pretty easily, man. Because he's not really. You can take off Lash of Pain from autocast if you want. But even with Lash of Pain, oftentimes the Succubus is still mana capped, even with Lash of Pain on autocast. So Succubus is a big ticket pet, man. And this guide will help you get the Succubus so seamlessly. I can't even explain it. Once we get up there, I don't know if we're going to make it to 20 today. If we do, I think you get it like 21 to 22. You will be so shocked at how easy the Succubus quest is. How organically it slots in. You already have to go already to the locations that it's sending you. You'd just be surprised. You just find yourself like, oh, I now have Succubus now. Unbelievable. That quest used to be such a nightmare to me. Why did you swap to Warlock? I mean, it's a new experience, man. I always enjoyed the class, looking at it. I think it's a really fun class to play, and I like pet classes. It checks all the boxes for me. It's just a new experience, man.
He was tired of getting globaled by hunters.
I'm getting.
Oh, wait, he used to play hunter.
I used to play a hunter, dude. Yeah, yeah, dude. I sold out pretty much. Sold out for Warlock. I sold my hunter brothers out for Warlock, pretty much. That's what happened.
He sold out after he realized the diminishing return wasn't how it worked on private servers.
No, dude, people were saying that. It's not true, man. I was still a hunter. I swapped before that. You guys know I swapped Warlock before all that Doom posting happened. This is kind of a rough spot.
Doom posting was ridiculous, man, if you ask me.
Yeah, I should be alright here. Just gotta kite around a little bit. Okay. Whoa, why are these guys on me? Whoa, dude. That's a yikes. There's 3 centaurs on me. Time to run. Hey, Cargers, did you hear that Frostadamus is going to Faralina? Oh, yeah? He's going to Faralina? NA server? Frostadamus going Faralina. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? Big Frost. I would have thought he would have rolled on. He's Romanian, right? Frost is Romanian. I thought he might have rolled on an EU server. He's going Faralina. Interesting. Interesting. I was talking to him yesterday. Faralina. Frostadamus on Faralina. Wow. Wow. JJ Tang, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, my man. Really appreciate it, dude. Welcome to the channel. Nice to meet you, Jay. Warlocks are probably the most welcome DDs in 5-man dungeons if they have soul shards, that is. Yeah, dude, Warlocks are great in dungeons. One Warlock makes your dungeon group fully sustainable with the summons, because you can summon yourself back on beta. So, one Warlock, that's all it takes, and you can keep spamming dungeons. Whenever you have inventory problems, whenever your armor's broke, whenever anything happens, you can I'm getting a little sloppy here. Let me de-aggro this guy. Whenever you have anything like that, you can just hearth out, and the Warlock can just summon you back, and just makes your group, you know, very sustainable. Very sustainable.
I can't pass that yet. Let's still recharge.
Frost has already posted different plans on YouTube last week than that. Oh, really? I'll ask him about it. I was tuned into a stream yesterday. He was asking me what server I was going. Would that be a big ping issue? EU playing on NA Faralina server? It's nothing compared to private servers. So we're gonna go ahead and take all these buffs off. We're gonna die here. So this bonfire, by the way, if you ever see these bonfires that look kind of like a bigger type of fire, you hear that crackling noise, right? These ones kill you so fast. Kills you so fast, dude. So you just stand on these and you're just dead, bro. You're just dead. You're just dead.
Yeah, the death skips are pretty MLG.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's a huge time saving right there. Just absolutely huge time saving. So I'll pull up the guide again so we can see where we're at with the guide. You're supposed to die. We're gonna vendor repair again. Oh no, we already did all this. Whoops. We did all this. Progress solvent spirit. Okay, sweet. So Navik included the East Coast grinding. I love that he did that. I didn't know if he was sold on that. I'm gonna go ahead and take that as an original idea right there. I'm sure other people have thought of it before, you know, but that was you guys will see in 1 second here. We can vendor the weapon if we want. We can repair the weapon if we want. We're saving all of our cloth, by the way, guys. We're saving all of our cloth because the cloth is going to be important for when we craft that wand at 14. So we're going to save every little cloth. So hand in Kolkar aggression. That's where we're at right there. And then we're going to start progressing solvent spirit up the coast. Did the stream just die? You there? Can you hear me, bro?
No, we're here. Yeah, we're straight.
I think I hit the offline button for 1 second. Hopefully I didn't scuff it.
You didn't scuff up the whole
Dude, I think did I scuff the whole stream? I think I did, bro. I think I scuffed the whole stream.
Something isn't scuffed.
I actually think I scuffed the whole stream. Did I scuff the whole stream? I think I scuffed the whole stream, dude. GG.
I think we're live, dude.
Are you guys back, chat? My bad, dude. My bad. I'm just so bad at streaming. I have a stream deck, and there's a button that kind of looks like the button. I shouldn't have this toggle button right next to the go live button. Damn. I am dumb. Okay. I think we're back. We're back. Okay. Hopefully didn't lose everybody.
He just sent the whole chat to the fucking Shadow Realm.
I know, man. To the Delirium Realm. Are we back on Twitch too, man? Oh my god, I'm so bad at streaming. Help. I think we're fine. So what we're gonna do now, so we have this quest Solvent Spirit. You guys know this Solvent Spirit quest where you get the lobster eyes and the mucus. Usually what you would do is you'd maybe chip away at it later, and that people are gonna start doing the Koltaros quest. So you can move northbound from Senjin Village and just go up this way and kill scorpions, or you can go this way and you can go up the coast and kind of partially swim, partially run up the coast and progress Solvent Spirit a little bit that way. So you can do something productive as you move over to engage those marines. You know what I'm saying? So I like this route a lot personally.
And still recharging.
I think 3 bolts is going to be good. You can also use the imp to pull stuff out in the water, which is really nice. A really nice thing you can do with imp.
That spell isn't ready yet. And still recharging.
If I were an alphabet, I'd put you and I together. Wow. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Got my first malachite, dude. Malachite. So we're looking at stuff in the water. We're trying to survey stuff on the water. Don't see anything at the moment, so we're good. Gonna go ahead and engage this lobster. We'll see how much progress we can do on Solvent Spirit. This is a big bottleneck quest, this Solvent Spirit. It's something that a lot of people just skip. But, you know what we're gonna use the Solvent Spirit sticky glue for, right, man?
Sticky glue? What do you use sticky glue for besides... I've got sticky glue in my backpack till like level 40.
We're using it on Rag, dude. We're using it on the Suns. That's the game plan, dude. We're using sticky glues on Suns, boys. So we have to get Solvent Spirit done because this is gonna be our CC on our Ragnaros fight. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking phase 2 Suns. Everyone pull out your...
Yeah, that's we're gonna make the call on. We're just gonna make the call on Discord. All right, everybody, sticky glue all the ads, and we're just gonna glue down all the Suns, and it's gonna be epic, and it's gonna be an epic moment on stream when that happens. We'll see if they're even sticky glueable. I mean, we could test that on the PTR, see if they are.
I don't wanna spread too much rumors through the grapevine, but I'm pretty sure at Navic, Druid confirmed, Druid main tank confirmed.
Right? That'd be so funny, dude. Just guilt trip him into going Druid.
It was super cool when you had Skarm on the other day, because I mean, that guy's shameless. He's going Druid, main tank.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I'd love to see that. The Druid tank's a real thing. World first Rag with Druid tank. Yeah, I mean, he was. I think there might be an edge tanking him with the Druid in that early week 1 gear. You think Herald will have a problem on day 1 since high pop? Definitely, man. I mean, there's probably gonna be some queues and stuff, right? But it's all good.
And yeah, the strategy with that is that you just never log out.
Right?
You gotta be full poop sock if you want to play on Herald.
Right? I want to ascend, so I no longer have to sleep, man. Is there a way to do that aside from using amphetamines? No, I'm gonna have to sleep a little bit, but damn, maybe I should do my strat like back in the day. Did I tell you about that? I used to have a rotating fan with a pen taped to it, a big pen, and some duct tape. It's my original way of avoiding AFK in AV when my mom told me to go do chores.
Oh my god.
I was a little big brain back then.
That is kind of big brain, dude.
It would just like rotate. It would just swipe the pen over my keyboard, and I would like jump and move a little bit. So one thing you got to do if you do this strat though is this dude up here will pull. He will aggro. This I don't know what this guy's for. Madagascar. I'm sure someone knows what he's for.
Madagascar.
Yeah. So you got to be a little careful with this dude. You want to get too close to this island, he will pull. But other than that, it's a sound strat. You can progress Solvent Spirit. I'm a little bit.
You're a little ballsy getting that close, man. That guy dunks. I'd watch out.
No, he's good. I think you just don't go on the land. But a little bit unlucky with these mucus and this mucosi and these eyes. Should have a few more here usually, but it should be all right. And the thing is, you can run on this edge here too, so you're not really even swimming the whole way. And you're gonna come up right up the back side of the Kulturas. You're gonna come right up the back. All right, so we have a clacker out there. I don't know if we want to go for him. He's a little bit far. We'll just skip him. Unfortunately, the dude who's the fan here is killing some of our crabs and stuff, so that's unfortunate. But you know, that could be what it's like on launch conditions. So we're gonna come up here and we're just gonna beeline straight for Benedict.
That's what it's gonna be like times 10.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
No, 100%, 100%. Didn't 1v1 Madagascar, no balls. Yep. I 1v1 in the level 12, man.
You got a pet, dude. Whatever. You're fine. I always find this quest that you're doing right now to be the biggest pain in the ass.
It's a pain solo. It's very, very dangerous too. It's very dangerous, man. Because there's 3 patrols. There's 3 patrols with the Marines. It's really tough. Especially if that rare spawn guy is there. Yeah, good luck.
Because before I was big brain, I used to use the skull that you got from Mishna's skull to actually kill this guy. but obviously I haven't done that in a long time. I save it for Fizzle Dark Claw, like everyone should be.
That spell is
But this quest is so hard.
It is. We're gonna see. We're gonna watch me scuff the whole run here momentarily because it's very very spooky in here. I'm telling you, man. Like I've been saying it for a long time. Like there's 3 pats in here, and the main thing is that if they respawn on top, if one thing respawns on top of you while you're fighting something, you just die. Like we'll scuff the run live together right now.
that spell isn't ready yet.
You find this quest to be way easier than the Echo Isle Troll quest, really? Yeah, I would kind of disagree because it's kind of it's tight quarters too. That's the thing. Like it's very tight quarters. So Scroll of Spirit, that's pretty sweet. Just use it. Once you get going in this place, you really gotta hustle. Rank 1 Shadow Bolt. Hate that spell, man. You died more on Troll Island, really? I don't know. The Troll Island, you can kind of reset, though. You know what I'm saying? If you pull stuff in here, you literally have no recourse. You will just die.
It's still recharging.
Okay.
Cast that yet.
Have a look for the patrol coming down the stairs. Don't see him. Should be good. Oh, man, my imp is dead. Close to dead. Almost dead. Feeling any better? Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm the type of thing where I'm over the sickness. You guys ever been in the same boat? You're over the sickness. You're feeling totally good, but you just still have a little bit of symptoms hanging in there. I'm feeling better. Thanks for asking, man. Yeah, I'm feeling way better. I'm feeling way better.
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Oh, he kicked me. What a guy. Just spam immolate on him. Tactical ding. All is planned.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Okay, I gotta not get you baited by that kick. Never again.
Recharging.
Got kicked twice.
Yeah, he's giving you a kick, dude. What's the deal? You gotta juke him.
You gotta juke the kicks, yeah. You could do that. You could just start casting immolate and juke it pretty good.
I'm out of range.
Alright. So this is a little bit spooky, but we do have help here. He wants to invite us to a group. Cargo's lover. Okay. We'll do it. There should be no problem with the group. I mean, I'm actually gonna do a level with the Troll Priest, so.
What if Cargo's lover is just your guy in disguise?
I'm just me on it. I'm just multi-boxing.
It's just the what's that cast name? Blessing.
Yeah, man. He just got beta access overnight.
Inventory is
Okay. So we have the key. We're gonna go over and unlock the box. This is a quest that's pretty group friendly on the real thing. It's something that y'all can loot at the same time. No big deal.
I need a target.
Okay, so we're gonna accept this before we forget. Let's take a look at the guide now. Let's see where we're at right now compared to the guide. We'll pull it up on screen here. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so progress solvent spirit, complete vanquish of the betrayers, complete carrier weight. So we did that. Benedict's key, aged envelope, accept quest item. That's what we just did right now. We're gonna jump into the courtyard. It even tells you to jump into the damn courtyard with the little boot. So cool. Then die. Now, we need to make sure, the key thing is that we did complete vanquish the betrayers. We didn't. We're still missing a couple sailors. So before we die, we're gonna have to complete the sailors. Also, I'm gonna toggle off this. Watch what happens with the imp, right? You would think that the imp would have to run through the castle and come out and meet me outside of the castle, right? Well, look what happens when I jump down. The imp is just gonna like magically teleport down here. And they did. I'm saying they did something with the. They did something to the pets, so they can't kill your whole group.
It was pretty crazy, actually.
Oh no, he actually ran through that time. Interesting, but it seemed like he ran like at ultra speeds or something and didn't aggro anything. Somehow they made it so the pets can't get you killed anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's an improvement of quality of life, but I know the deal with pet classes. Jesus, man, what's a huff? 2,000 huff? Thank you so much for the huff, man. For the Horde, greetings from Hungary.
Greetings from Hungary,
Thank you for the
face
huff,
with
my man.
horns.
Appreciate that huff. What's a huff, dude? Let me look up what a huff is. What is a huff money? What is huff money? Let me see. Hungarian forint. Hungarian forint. Hungarian forint. Thank you very much for the forint. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
That's a big huff, dude.
That's a big huff, dude. Thank you for the huff, my man.
Little whippets over here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the huff, man.
That's still recharging.
Okay, let's see where we're at. Jagos TV, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, Jagos. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. You guys are all excited for Classic. Couple days now. Got to do your final planning, man. This is it. Once Classic comes, it's not going to be the time to plan anymore. It's going to be that time to execute. This could be spicy. We got 2 guys. No, we'll be okay. Also, when you die in this courtyard and you're trying to die out to Razor Hill, you have to die on this side of the courtyard. We should make a note of that in the guide Navic if you're listening. You gotta die on like the eastern side, or you know, the side closest to Razor Hill. If you die where I'm at right now, it's gonna take me to Senjin, and you are going to Omega scuff the run. You will Omega scuff the run if you die where I'm at right now. You will be at Senjin. You'll just want to delete your character and start over. Happened to me a bunch of times. So one more sailor and we'll be good. Naddle, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. Nice to meet you, my man.
I don't have a target. It's still recharging.
Why not farm till level 6 and get that Raptor quest egg? Oh, you'll see, man. It'll slot in. It'll all slot in really well here. So
Inventory is full.
just gonna run this way and auto unstuck. We'll take off the pet. We'll take off everything. Actually, we can probably just... It'll probably be even faster, honestly, to just die to these guys. Okay, so we're back at Razor Hill. Told us to die. All is good. We have everything. Carrier weight. We have vanquished the betrayers. I'll pull the guide back up for you guys. Aged envelope. We died north of the keep. Oh, it says that. Died north of the keep. I'm dumb. It says that already, actually. So we're gonna hand these in. Pick up from the wreckage. Hand in Admiral's orders. What else are we gonna do? Pick up Admiral orders 2. Pick up encroachment.
What do you need?
Pick up encroachment.
Go for.
Pick up, break a few eggs. Buy some ice cold milk. Even tells you to buy some ice cold milk, man. How cool is that? Go up the esports shortcut. Hand in carrier weight. Hand in peon's burden. Save all chunk of boar meat. Save all scorpion stinger. So this is only if you want to do cooking, but that's pretty cool that they track for your cooking. And train first aid. I wouldn't do that as a warlock right now because I'm trying to save every money I can to make the wand, and I'm not going to be using first aid. So that's something we may want to consider taking out. We'll see. Progressive objective, practical prey. So now we're going to go do the Zalazane line, as you can see on this map here that I'm dragging around. So you can see our steps. We're going to kind of like make our way down south to Echo Isle. So that's the next step here. I will toggle it back off again so you can see it all happen.
Speak, friend.
If you're looking for the guide, it's classicwow.live / leveling. Fully customizable guide for you. All class quests, duo, solo, trio, all that stuff. I'm gonna run up here, turn this in. Matthias Vestergaard with the 200 DKK. Thank you very much for the DKK. Is that a Danish krona? I'm learning all the, I'll go scroll up. What did I miss? Will you ever make videos again? Yeah, I've been working on the V3 leveling guides, man. I just thought I would stream and take advantage of the last day of the beta. Those are my next videos. I told myself that I'm not going to put out another video about any random topic until I can complete these V3 leveling guides, because that's like what I care most about and what's going to move the needle the most with the community and all that. But here's the thing, though. There's kind of a fine line between making a video and streaming. It's kind of a fine line. And what I mean is, like, a lot of the videos that you see out there, it's just people talking like a stream anyway. They just talk about a specific topic and they upload it with a specific thumbnail. But it's kind of... There's a fine line between what I'm doing right now and making a video. Just talking to you guys about different topics and stuff like that. So we try and keep the streams educational. You feel me?
Graw, what do you need?
True.
May your blades never dull.
It's a very fine line, man. Because a lot of it is just game footage where you're talking over it. And people keep asking for videos. But that... kind of what we do already, man. We do presentations every day. We do stuff like that. So let me see. Let me confirm if they told us to make Razor Hill our hearth. Yep. Set hearth at Razor Hill. I just wanted to confirm. That's what the guide wants us to do. So we're gonna set our hearth here.
What can I help you with?
Where we go on this big long arc. Inventory is gonna be a big issue. Equip this bag, which is gonna be a big issue as well.
Strength and honor.
And we're gonna go train our skills. We'll keep all of our gear red. No need to repair it. Sell everything that we don't need. Inventory is about to be a very, very big issue.
Go
So
forth to victory.
do you think people are overacting with the optimization and preparation with the leveling max level stuff? I mean, sure, if their streamers want to do that, but don't you think the players? I don't know, man. I mean, everyone's playing for different reasons. Some people want to stop and smell the roses and enjoy every rose along the way and spend time just goofing off, meeting people. And that is absolutely an amazing way to play the game as well. It's just a lot of us have been around the block a couple times, and you know, what is fun to you kind of changes, you know. And there's no denying that there is a massive advantage towards getting ahead, right? Like, you have access to the open world. You have all the open world resources before people, and it can kind of snowball your advantage to a certain extent. So there's no denying the advantage. So I see why people want to do it and why they want to prepare. And that's one of the great joys of Classic WoW in general, being able to come up with a great plan and execute on it. I even think that ties into like why people love theory crafting so much and working spreadsheets, because people love being able to kind of come up with a great plan and just execute on that plan and make little optimizations. Is this rank 2? Rank 2. That's one of the great joys of WoW. So we need life tap. Now we have life tap. It's a game changer. I should really never be sitting at full health like this. Keep an eye on my health. If this health hits 100% and we're doing some sort of sustained grinding, I'm wrong. You know, weave in life taps.
I want to stop and smell the roses heart.
Coffee.
That's gotta just be,
Sorry? What's that?
that's gotta just be one of the most... I think that's one of the most busted things about Warlocks, making them a pretty appealing choice for anybody who wants a pretty easy class to level. It's your on-demand resources. It's just so good.
It's very good, isn't it? So that thing that just dropped there is the Scorpid Eye I was talking about, this dry Scorpid Eye. I'll hover over it. This is what I'm talking about. Look at it, 95 copper for this. 95 copper for this. Very good. Big reason to kill these. They're also just way easier to kill than the boars. See, we're about the health cap there, so we want to tap. So, yeah, thank you for the 20 knock, man. I appreciate it. If you want to stop and smell the roses, dude, more power to you. And the thing is, too, what do you guys think the best way someone who hasn't played Classic before or hasn't played in forever should experience the game? I don't know. I do kind of think they should just explore and have fun with it. If they just haven't played in forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, the game may not be able to connect with them and create that empathy and love for the game if they go into it with a min-max mentality. I don't know if that's going to create that same love for the game. I'm not sure, though. We're in a different era now, dude. We're in 2019. Yeah, just explore and enjoy. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I think very few people at the end of the day are probably into the speedrunning stuff and stuff too, but, you know, it's cool that there's different things that we can do, different communities within the game. So we're going to try and kill as many humanoids as we can en route to gnomish tools, because we want to get as much cloth as possible.
I can't cast that yet.
Leaving a little melee there. We're really starting to cook right now. Really starting to pump now that we get life tap. It would have been so nice to get life tap early. Yeah, I'm kind of getting more sold if you're watching this, Navik. I think we got to add in the guide that you should wait until you get to that breakpoint of so that when you turn those final quests in, you get 6. If you're solo. If you're solo, you can do it. If you're duo, you're not going to be able to get 6. You're not going to have the XP. But solo, I think you should ding 6. You should grind in the cave until you're a few XP away from 6, and then go do your whole thing, come back, turn in, get 6, and get your skills. I think the level 6 skills, unless you're a class that doesn't benefit that much from your level 6 skills, that'd be my one feedback on that. Because this is making a very big difference. Having life tap at 6 really just changes a lot. And the rank 2 Shadow Bolt for that matter. I'm looking forward to the community aspect of hey, Archangelus, what's up, dude? Good to see you in here, my man. I don't see you too much in the chat, bro. I definitely like what you do for the community, man. Good to see you here, brother. Me too. The community is strong. The community aspect of the game is strong. It's unlike any other gaming community I've participated in. I feel like you guys are my boys, man. My brothers and my sisters. Like, this is... It's gonna be real. Okay, so we got all 3 gnomish tools, and we're gonna look at this. Pay attention to this too, guys. This is a really cool little spot. Oh, remember we were talking about this the other day, Thick, about the spot. Let me show you.
What we got?
I'll show you. If you pull up the stream, I'll show you. I'm just pulling this last lobster, and I'll show you the spot. It saves over a minute of swim time on this engine.
Oh, we're talking about the thick little pocket.
Yeah, you see this little pocket right here? It's a little nugget, little nook, little cranny. Just come right on in here. Right on in here. So this little groove, this little socket right here. This little socket, and you just go ahead and unstuck on down. Be base, not cringe. Two Aussie dollars. That Aussie dollars. You got an enemy cast bar add-on, man. I need one. So I have all my add-ons set up on the actual real classic client.
You got an enemy cast bar
Like,
add-on, man.
dot timers and all that stuff. Everything enemy cast bars is all up on there. But this is a different client actually. The beta is a different client. So this is all different add-ons and stuff. Everything is different right now on this. Definitely the enemy cast bar is super clutch though. I've been testing the new leveling guide and I have a request for a feature. Can you add an option to toggle the notes under the steps? The 3-bar menu to the right includes tips. Not sure what you mean, but yeah, there's definitely going to be, there's a whole, pretty much every step of this guide, by the way, has notes on it, but we just haven't included the notes. The notes are going to be included in that little menu thing you click. So this is our last chance to clear up anything in our inventory. See, okay, look at this, for example, guys. Battered buckler. If you didn't have a vendor add-on to show you how much this vendor's for, oh, my camera's covering it, shoot. You can kind of see it though, right? It's sticking out. If you didn't have a vendor, you would think this would probably vendor for a lot. It's a gray shield. You'd be like, yo, this is probably like 45 copper or something. It's 1 copper. 1 copper shield. Like what? Okay, so we have a good amount of food, water. Everything's looking good. We're gonna go do the Zalzan line now. 1 copper, dude. So weird. Did you get your name reserved as cargoes? Yeah, I did. Yep, I got it on all the main servers. I have two accounts, so I was able to get it on. Pretty much all of them. Only one I wasn't able to get though. Only one was Stalag actually. I wasn't able to get it on Stalag. I had to do like a modification of the name. I asked around the guild too. None of the guildies took it. Someone just sniped it, I guess. Stalag wasn't able to get it. Everything else, though. So if you see a car goes on Stalag, it's not me, bro. It's not me. It's an imposter. So we're a little behind on the Solvent Spirit quest, so I'm probably going to spend a little bit extra time before we make our way out into the water, killing everything in sight. It just gets a little bit that much more annoying and harder to find crawlers and Makuras while you're out there. Put a little bit of extra time into killing them right now.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Can you check mob tagging? Yeah, we can check mob tagging. Yeah, the current rumor around town with mob tagging is that the mobs have to be green for the person doing the tagging, or for the person to extract full value from the mob tag. I'm hearing a dono come through. Vossi play with the 333. Irritating to see you with that many clothes on. Where them naked warlocks at? Watching TI in the morning and you in the evening. Guess I'm a fucking nerd. Hell yeah, dude. Any Dota fans in here? I actually really enjoy watching TI. Dota's a great game. And it has its roots in Warcraft. Dota's a great game, man. That's awesome. Who's winning right now? Hope NA's gonna rise up again. Take it. Who won last year? Was it Liquid or was it a Chinese team? It might have been a couple years now ago when Liquid won. I'm losing it. Dota 2. Hey, what's up, Connor? Good to see you, man. Cargos, I'm thinking of rolling a hunter. Looking to PvE and PvP. Should I roll an orc or a troll? You have good options either way. If you're looking for every edge, you're trying to min-max in PvE, Troll's gonna have the edge. You're gonna try and, you know, take it to the 11th degree in PvP, Orc's gonna have the edge. Both good choices though. Both solid choices. Both solid choices.
Yeah, I mean, it just really depends on what you're trying to do. It just 100% depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be any, like, rank 14 troll hunters just because of how good hardiness is.
I mean, you can still do it, though, but yeah. I mean...
Oh, yeah, you just have a much harder time.
Nothing's stopping you. And you're going troll, right, man?
Yeah, I'm going troll this time around. I usually go for it, but I wanted to take a more PvE-centric route hunter this time.
I feel ya. What does the guide best time say? It's so hard to say what time you can guarantee with the guide. What we can guarantee with the guide is it's a hyper efficient quest route, and you're gonna be going through it, doing some of these arcs and going, man, that was well planned. That was well planned. Every time, you guys remember, every time you level and you're leveling, and then you find yourself in a position where you go, man, I should have done that with this. I should have done these quests together. You know, next time I'm gonna do this. That whole feel is all gone, man. Like you're doing so many quests at the same time together, and it's gone. It's gone, pretty much. And the other thing about this guide is it's actually fun. It's not going to tell you to grind for like massive long stretches and stuff. It's a questing guide. This guide's a questing guide, and you do damn near the vast majority of all the quests in the game, and it's actually fun to do. You do dungeons as well. In this guide, you do dungeons. Let that sink in. You do dungeons in this guide. Dungeons are an XP per hour increase if you have a really high-speed group and you get the quest and you do it one time and you knock it out and no one's messing around. Dungeons are good to do. You telling me that doing RFC with 4 quests or even 5 quests already in Orgrimmar, when you go to Orgrimmar, because you already have to be there to train, you pop into RFC and you knock out 5 elite dungeon quests in 20 minutes. You telling me that's not worth it? Same thing with Wailing Caverns. It's centrally located right there in the Barrens. And you know, in Wailing Caverns too, we were talking about this yesterday. You get that like Demon Crystal or something off the end boss, the big Murloc guy, that quest alone right there is like 6k XP. How crazy is that? Are you gonna beat that just solo leveling? Are you going for World Realm first on 60? Probably not. I don't know if Warlock could get that, and also I'm not that good. I'm a pretty good leveler, but there's some really, really big brain people leveling. And you know, there are better mechanical players than me. Like people like Ampi for sure, like dude, really good players, and also people that have more time and are able to like endure through longer durations of sleep. I don't think I have a chance of that, but I'm definitely gonna be one of the top people on the server as far as getting there in terms of speed. Just all I know is I'm gonna put my best foot forward, play my best game. That's all you can do at the end of the day. See what happens. Haven't checked out the guide yet. I can pull it back up again so you guys can see it. See where we're at again. We'll realign on it because new people come in and out of the stream all the time. We can take a 2-second break here. I'll pull it back up again. So we're on this step right here. We are down progressing through Echo Isles. You can see the order of operations telling you to dive, Spirit Heal, where it says 3 on the map right there. If I zoom in, that's the Spirit Res. And then 4 right here by the mouse. I don't know if you can see the mouse on the screen. This is where we progress Solvent Spirit a little bit. So you're really able to follow along like super well now that we traversed over this little water. We're on these islands right now. This is currently where we're at right now. Progressing Solvent Spirit, break a few eggs, Practical Prey, doing all this. And we're just going to do a big loop on Echo Islands, killing Zalazin, all the trolls, and then popping down to this island if needed, if we still are deficient of some of the items. That's kind of where we're at the moment. And this guide can be found at classicwow.live/leveling. How will a Drain Soul macro that deletes shards from the bags work in Classic? I'm not sure. Some macro person could do it, but I'm not a big fan of Drain Soul anymore. Kind of changed my mind on that. We mathed it out. It ends up it's not as great as once thought. It's something you're still going to use because you're still going to have to create shards and stuff. But as far as a sustain tool, you know, as your primary sustain tool, it's actually something that feels a little bit clunky to use. The current meta of Warlock leveling is drain tanking with the Succubus. So you're already finishing off. You're finishing off mobs with drain life, and pretty much using Dark Pact, tapping. It's hard to find uses for the Imp Drain Soul, and also Imp Drain Soul can be pretty wonky too because Imp Drain Soul you're going to be using rank 1 to make it the most efficient, so you get 5 spirit ticks without the factoring in a higher cost of the spell. But sometimes your dots can kind of fall off when you're using rank 1 Drain Soul, and the mob will be barely alive, and you're not able to kill it, and you have a Void Walker or something out that doesn't do that much damage. It's better with the Succubus. Imp Drain Soul, not a huge fan. I don't know if you're going to need that macro. Still something that I'll probably end up getting, but I'm going to get it much later. Yeah, when it tells you to delete your Hearthstone, that's exactly right. You can pick up a new Hearthstone by setting a new inn as your home. You're going to be able to get a new Hearthstone there. Don't worry about it. But the cost of that is that you have to set that as your home. So.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Talents for Drain Tank. I could freestyle them. You're pretty much gonna go for an early Fel Concentration. You're gonna get Fel Concentration, and I think by 24 you start Drain Tanking with the Succubus. You're gonna have 5 out of 5 Fel Concentration. You're gonna have the next rank of Drain Life. That's when you transition over. I still think there's a very solid case to be made though of using Void Walker till 30, because Void Walker doesn't have mana issues till rank 3 Torment. So it's really up to your playstyle, what you want to do. But yeah, you want to get Fel Concentration. That's a very important talent. Very, very important to drain tanking. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Still... Okay, we're done with Solvent Spirit. That's a win. That's a win. That's nice. We don't have to worry about the lobsters anymore. Got some tigers around us. We're still looking for eggs. I think we still need all 3 eggs, unfortunately. No, we have 1 egg. Okay, good.
Recharging.
Why would you delete the shard? Because if you were to rely on Drain Soul as your primary sustain tool, just to get the Siphon Soul effect, it's going to create a soul shard in your bag, right? And you're going to quickly run out of inventory space. So what he's saying is, yeah, man. So it would have been nice to be level 8 before we did this, but it's all good. It really doesn't matter. I just realized. It would have been cool if we maybe grinded a little bit so we could get 8 before coming here. We could do the first half of Encroachment. There's a couple different options. As solo, you have that luxury, but at the end of the day, it's honestly a piece of cake either way. Imp almost got one-shotted right there. You saw that? Oh, man. Ate a charge from a raptor. Almost just destroyed the imp right there. Holy moly.
But man, these raptors aren't playing around.
They do not play.
I've noticed every time so far on the stress test, the raptors, man, raptors in this game, they just hit hard.
They chunk. Yeah, they really chunk, don't they? Yeah, they really don't play around. Okay, so there should be a couple other egg spawns right near the Zalzane area, so we'll just start making our way over to Zalzane. Being level 8 right now, the reason why level 8 is so good on a Warlock is when you get Agony, you get Fear, but also you get Firebolt, dude. You get Firebolt rank 2. Firebolt's really good. The imp spell does a lot of damage. The rank 2 one. These Hex Trolls. Don't melee this guy down. So it's maybe a consideration getting 8 if you are solo before coming down here. But at the same time, you know, on a launch condition, you want to just get down here and knock out Benedict and knock out Zalzane as the main bottlenecks, like ASAP pretty much, so. Ooh, a green. There we go. That's going to help with the wand creation. Right there. Primal Leggings of the Bear. Stamina Strength.
So lucky. So lucky.
Yup. The leveling guide is classicwow.live /leveling. Totally free, customizable, all classes, solo, duo, alliance, horde, all the way to 60. Okay, Voodoo's just dying super easily, man. You play private, right, man? You see the difference between the Voodoo trolls? It's just such a big difference. Like, they're so weak now.
Yeah, this quest isn't even that hard anymore.
Yeah, it's not. These Voodoo trolls used to heal. Whenever they could possibly heal, they would be healing, and it would be a nightmare. They're way weaker on the beta. We're gonna Spirit Apple here, actually. Or tactically apple, as we say. We're going to be here for a little time. Anytime you know you're going to sit down and you're going to sustain grind for a long time, good time to use a buff like a food buff. Does it mention where to pick up professions? No, I don't think it does. I mean, only like cooking and first aid and stuff like that. Secondary professions, not primary professions. That'd be cool. Maybe a feature down the line to add, like, if you want to do professions, it'll layer it into the guide. That might be kind of cool. People do love professions. See if we can snipe out Zalzane. There he is. 14% rolling Horde lock. Should that deter me? 14%. That seems high. You're saying of the total population? Historically, locks are the least played DPS, pure DPS class. Even behind hunters and stuff. You might see a bump up to them. I'm not sure. Either way, I wouldn't let.
14% rolling Horde lock. Should that deter me?
I wouldn't let the population count deter you, man. I wouldn't let it deter you. I would just play what you want to play. That's the best. That's the best. That's the best strat. Professions slow you down. They do sort of slow you down, right? But at the same time, like, you have to use professions to craft a wand. That speeds you up. You know, first aid's a profession. That speeds you up. Skinning may slow you down a little bit, but if it's able to get you more gold so you can train abilities that you would not otherwise be able to afford, that could potentially speed you up. And then also some of the ones that really do slow you down, like even stuff like mining and stuff, they if you know the most efficient way to level them up.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay, Zalzin's coming. They don't slow you down as much as you would think.
Cast that yet.
Still wouldn't recommend doing some of them if you're really trying to pump for time. But when you're making your actual character, I don't think you cut every corner and try and get the best time. There's some stuff that you want to do to prepare for your pre-raid set. I don't think that's the character you try and speed level as fast as possible. You do some stuff along the way
Inventory is full.
that's going to help you at endgame.
Can't
Look
carry
how easy Zalzin went down, dude. What a nerd.
that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Get outplayed.
Should we be afraid of the full server's high queue times? Blizzard is anticipating very high queue times already. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be afraid of it. What I'd be more afraid of, though, is the layering. Layering, again, could very well just be... Could be a new meta with layering. Talked about it extensively, but there's a lot of ways you can manipulate layering to your advantage. That's the number one thing I'd be scared of. I would rather have a 2-hour queue than have layering. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but I think layering is really... could be potentially really bad.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
What kind of considerations are you going to be making while leveling for week 1 rag? Okay, good question. Very good question. So as a warlock, I'm going to be doing quests that's going to give me stuff that I'm going to use endgame. So some of the quests like getting Spirit of Aquamentus. Also going to be thinking about our pre-raid set. So we're going to be using a lot of Shadow Weave instead of Felcloth because it's easy to craft. 100% consistent in getting it because it's just trained patterns. So we're going to stop by Swamp Asaros and grind spiders and try and get up that 26 cloth we need so that when we get 60, or you can even start using them while leveling up. I think some of the stuff you can use at like high 30s or even 40s. We can have them crafted. Does this guide include attunements? It might. Yesterday they were doing some stuff to try and...
Does this guide include attunements?
Actually, I have to check. I don't know. They were working on that last night. Thank you very much for the 20. Is that $20? $20, dude. Kaiser, thank you so much for the $20. Jesus. That is a very generous donation. Thanks very much, my man. I appreciate it. I will find out for you. I know that Navik and Egregious last night, they were trying to work in the Hydraxian rep stuff into 59 to 60. I'm not sure if there's a lava run baked into the high 50s or the 50s to try and get the Molten Core attunement down. Maybe it should, right? Just to do a quick BRD run, get that attunement done. Get that MC attunement. Yeah, we're just plowing through these trolls. Piece of cake. Wait for my imp to get a little more mana. There are spiders in Dustwall you can grind for your silk in the 30s. Oh, interesting, is there? Yeah, I know the ones in the Swamp Asara have a 10% drop chance for the Shadow Silk that you need. So those are the top pick right now, but I'd have to check. Is it 10% for those in Dustwallow too? That 200 KK donation is worth 30? No way. It's so hard to tell with the other currencies. Thank you so much, man. Damn, you guys are too kind today. Orc Shaman Guide at 52 level on Guro maps are not showing white screen. Thank you very much. If you could message me that bug on Discord, that would be really helpful because I can send it to the devs and they can fix it. I'll try and remember though. Thank you very much for sharing that. If you guys see any bugs on the guide, anything you think is messed up, that feedback would be greatly appreciated. Okay. 2 voodoos and a hexed.
I can't carry anymore.
The chest over there too, you might want to get that. The potions are really good in the chest. Another leveling tip. The chests seem to drop greens at a lower rate, but they drop a lot of potions. And potions are super good while leveling, as you guys know. So I would get every chest that you can. And the chest can high roll up to 4 potions. There can be up to 4 potions in a chest. How nutty is that? Let's see how many potions we get. if any at all.
I can't
One potion
I'm
worth.
calling it a blue right now. Just
A blue?
BOE world blue.
That's a hexed. We need the voodoos. Here's the voodoo.
I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Your hunter guides are freaking crazy. Thanks so much for them. Yeah, man. Stay tuned for the V3 leveling guides. I know it's been a while. I keep saying they're gonna come out, but there really is so much you gotta add to them, bro. Like I'm just. It's,
Ooh, let me get a collab on that though.
For the hunter one? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one's gonna come out after the warlock one. Take a look at it. I got a power opener for hunters where they get the carrion bird and rank 2 focus thumps on the horde side.
Yeah, that's a good
opener.
route.
Yeah, power opener. You'd be like level 12 with the big boy cauldron stir with rank 2 bite, rank 2 claw, carrion bird, and an orcish battle bow or a fine light longbow or whatever it's called. Super juicy. Alright, it's our last voodoo troll. Are we good on tigers? I don't think we are. We need 2 more tigers, unfortunately. I think that's it, though.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Why do you let your gear get to 0 durability? Because I die so much. I auto and stuck so much, there's no point really repairing it. And it doesn't do anything, honestly. There's no stats on it or anything.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't
It's just one of those next level.
Thank you for all your work
speedrun
making these
things.
guides.
I mean, you wouldn't think to let your stuff just break, but it actually doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Yeah, just repair your weapon. If you need your weapon, just repair your weapon. We got some donations. Holy moly, like 3 donations just came in at the same time. Holy moly, holy moly. Cheese and rice, 1 second. Okay. Oh my god, dude. Too many donations
Woke up
and I'm
super
pulling stuff.
excited this morning. The hype is starting to hit
Rip.
me.
Oh god,
Thanks
my
for all the work you do for the community.
Shawnee, yo,
Let
thank you
WoW
so much
rise
for the
from
$20,
ashes
dude.
like the phoenix.
Let WoW rise from the ashes like the phoenix. That is an epic thing to say. Thank you so much for the $20, dude. That is a very generous donation. Thank you for your hard-earned money, man.
I want to get that tattooed on my ass.
Wow, yeah, man. Let me get a tramp stamp with that on it, man. That was amazing. Rose Sweat, thanks for the $2. Thank you for all your work making these guides. Thank you very much, Rose. Very kind of you. And a new membership from William Cruz Carroll. Thank you so much, guys. Seriously. Welcome to the channel, guys. Nice to meet you all. Can't wait to play with you all.
cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Let rise, what do you say? Let WoW rise from the ashes like a phoenix? Oh man, we got some Twitch Primes too, man. Crazy. Crazy. And 100 biddies. Collade Gaming. Pro tip, in-game sound options. Enabled sound in the background so when you tab out, you still hear the game sound. Thank you very much, Kool-Aid, for the 100 biddies. Appreciate that. And another Twitch Prime sub as well from Delirith Doer 03 on a 2-month hot streak. Again, Delirith, thank you very much for your continued support.
I can't carry anymore.
I appreciate the support, guys. I do. R goes over. Should have put a link on the overlay. Number 1 question is, what is this guide? That would require me to be good at streaming, though. There's a skill I do not possess. Yeah, I don't know how those streamers do that, where they put an exclamation point and then something in there so people can get like an automated answer back. I have a million of those I would love to put in, but one day. One day I'll learn how to stream. Is this it? Last fur? No fur. No cigar.
That spell isn't ready yet.
You need a chat bot? Yeah, I need a lot of things in my life. Okay, so we're gonna auto unstuck die here. There we go. I think it's all done, right? Complete. Report to org now. Encroachment. Alright, so we're gonna unstuck back over to Ascension. Let's put the guide back up again so we can all take a look at this beautiful purple black guide. So we progressed all these objectives. We completed all these. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, I scuffed the run. I am in Razor Hill. Love to see that. I'm gonna go back down to Ascension. I'm just gonna walk down there and die. There's actually a breakpoint where you can make it not as painless. It's not the worst thing ever, because there is a point where if you pass this little log, you will respawn its engine, which I'll show you right now. Stuff will happen like this when you play. You'll just make mistakes. Mistakes will happen, and you just got to recover from them fast. And you have to, I'll be toggling it back off again so I can show you before we go back to the guide. You will make mistakes. They will happen. Don't get discouraged. Just part of it. When you think in big picture and you think about your overall time, a minute here, a minute there isn't going to break the bank. That was one thing I used to be really sensitive about. If I would do one thing that would mess up the run, I would just want to delete my character. I have a little bit more of a tolerance for it now. If this does happen to you, just make the best of it. What we're going to do right here is we're going to reach the break point between Senjin and Razor Hill, and there's a little fallen tree with another freaking, like,
real MVP.
like a little, what do you call it, like a ditch? There's like a little ditch. And if you go to the ditch, you pass the ditch and you auto unstuck, you'll go to Senjin. So this is how we're going to recover from that. We're going to probably lose a minute or two, but whatever. Gixer66, subscribe to Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate it, dude. Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel. Nice to meet you, Gixer. Gixer66. Can't see. Okay, greetings from Costa Rica, bro. Oh, nice. Where's everybody from? Where's everybody? Oh, my Lantis. Someone put $50 in the Canadian dollars in the chat, dude. Thank you so much, Nico. Niche new with the 50 CA. You the real MVP. No, you the real MVP, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for the 50, dude. Thank you very much for the 50. That is a very generous donation. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. So this is the ditch I'm talking about. You see this ditch right here? This is the ditch. I don't know if you're seeing this too thick, just so you know. This is the break point. If you die in here, you go to Razor Hill. Okay? See this? If you die here, you go to Razor Hill. So if you want to go die to Senjin, you just go on this left side of the ditch. So theoretically, any way over here, to be honest with you, I haven't tested it this way, because you're always doing it the other way, but it should work. So we're gonna auto unstuck, and our Hearthstone's on cooldown, and we should be able to respawn its engine. Yep, we're at engine. Okay, so we lost like a minute or two, but we recovered, and we're just continuing to pump, and we're gonna be fine. Sweet. 50 CA, 37 USD. Goddamn. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna go ahead and turn in our quests. We got a ton of quests to turn in. Got our really sticky glue, which we're gonna use for our world first rag. I mean, our week 1 rag. See which one vendors more. Lightweight boots vendor more. We're gonna pick that one up. I'm gonna go up in here to this dude. Okay, that should be it. And now we should go to Razor Hill. So that usually never happens if you're playing everything super properly. If you're playing everything super properly, you should be able to basically die back to here, and then in like a minute or a couple minutes be able to use your Hearthstone to go to Razor Hill. So we did kind of scuff that a little bit, but it's okay. Since we turn these in now, we're gonna go die back up to Senjin, up to Razor Hill, and then continue the route from there. So I will pull up the guide again so we can see where we're at. Here's the guide. Telling us to hand in Minisha Skull, Zalazin, Solvent Spirit, Practical Prey, Vendor, then Hearth to Razor Hill. We don't have the Hearth to Razor Hill, so we're just going to have to hump it, fortunately. So we're going to go to Razor Hill. The plan now is to train our pet. I love the inclusion of train pet. If it drops down, you can see the coordinates, and I thought there was going to be a note there, but the reason why you train pet is you get rank 2 Firebolt. Very important. Hand in from the wreckage, break a few eggs. Buy the recipe for Scorpid Surprise. How interesting is that? This is to keep up to date with cooking. So all these boars and scorpids you're killing are dropping cooking materials that you're going to use to level up your cooking. And if you do decide to do that and leveling up cooking, by the time you get to the Barrens, this guide will have you cooking Strider Stew. And when you make Strider Stew, it comes in stacks of 5. And that thing is really good. It gives you a lot of spirit, honestly. I'm personally not going to do it, but if I had to like solo level a warrior for whatever reason, I honestly would really strongly consider doing that. Of doing cooking along the way and being able to get Strider Stew for all that spirit. So now I'm going to do it the reverse way. I'll toggle off the guide real quick to show you. We're back in this little ditch. See this little ditch? So we're going to die in this ditch, and this should take us all the way up this Razor Hill, you know, save us about 30 seconds or so. Trying to recover from the scuff. It happens. We're back at Razor Hill. Life is good. We're going to resummon the imp, and we're going to go back to the guide for a second. So we're going to buy ice cold milk as well. Have a few of those in reserve, and we're going to start doing encroachment and doing a big line where we go do the amulet quest, lost but not forgotten. We're going to hopefully get the amulet on the first damn crocodile. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Following the guide, as you can see, here's the map here on the right. You can move it around, zoom in, figure out where we got to go. Okay. I'll come back to the game now. Okay. What's the best for leveling? Solo or group? So much goes into that, man. Fresh server, free server, what class you are. Depends, man. Really does. Okay, so we turn this stuff in. We have encroachment. We need to go to the warlock trainer. We're gonna move on. We have 3
Sorry
quests.
for being pretty quiet, man.
Oh, no worries. Dude. Chilling.
I'm working on a pretty extensive sheet for all the hunters.
For all the hunters? Love to see that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we'll get 10 ice cold milks. I think that's all we're gonna need, and we should have plenty of money for our pet as well. Get a couple more jerky. Maybe get a little bit more water as well. Won't have a good amount of food and water. It does definitely ramp things up for you. Every 10 levels, you get new ranks of food and water. 5, 15, 25, 35. Server shut down in 14 minutes. Oh, man. Are we done? Is the beta done for the day in 14 minutes? We got to pump, guys. We got to pump. Man, this is the last taste of the beta before. This is it. After this, guys, it's cold turkey. We're cold turkey after this. Who's in comms with you? Who's in comms with me is my man Thick. He's a hunter class leader, one of the hunter class leaders in Invictus, our guild. Very knowledgeable, big brain hunter. And appreciate him hanging out with me today, keeping me company.
For sure, man. We do big brain hunter things.
No doubt, no
Need
doubt.
any big brain hunter help? Just at me.
Just add him for sure. Okay, so we got our agony. We have our... I usually put agony over here, actually. We have our fear. We have our rank 2 firebolt, which is just trained up on our imp. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. I'm gonna put all these, the skull and the goo up here where I usually put my engineering type items. I'll put them up there because they kind of have a similar use case, highly situational, consumable type items. So I like to compartmentalize my binds into different areas. F1 through F4 and control F1 through F4. This is what I use for potions, band-aids, grenades, consumables, all that good stuff. I just compartmentalize right down here. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do the same. Put your dots in a certain area, food in a certain area, buffs in a certain area, pet stuff in a certain area. Keeps things clean, keeps things like keeps things organized. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome stream. Looking forward to your classic grind.
Oh man, Dank Viler, awesome stream, dude. 20 bucks, dude. You guys are actually like super nice today, man. I really appreciate it.
Stream's going off.
What's that?
Going off.
I know, man, dude. People are really, that's what I'm saying, man. This community, man. I'm too lucky. Too lucky to be part of this community. I can't wait to play with you guys, honestly. It is such a joy, I have to say, to be able to hang out with you guys every day. Real talk, like, this streaming thing is just crazy. It's crazy to me. Really is. Defcam stream was going off yesterday, man. Oh, crazy. So we can kind of almost start multi-dotting. Our dots are so powerful at this point that honestly...
Cold turkey hype. Beta is done.
Cold turkey. Yeah, now that the beta's done, I can freaking finish these leveling guides. It's so hard to work on them when you have a version of Classic that you can play. So we have this sharpened letter opener, 2.1 DPS versus 2.1 DPS. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start multi-dotting. Now that we have agony, our dot row is so strong now. That stuff should die to full dot rows like this.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Probably kill one more.
It's still recharging.
Did you guys pick a server? Yeah, we picked the Herod server. That's where it's at, man. That is where it's at. So for some reason, when you do encroachment, you're always missing a scout. You're always missing a scout. Always missing a scout, man. And you can go over to the village, over this way, and get another one, but it's a little trick. I'm sure some of you might know already, but it's something to keep in mind. There's another kind of Quillboar village adjacent to here, and what you can do is you can hop up in this little crack, and you can do that little, you know, love tap jumping strat, you know, where you just tap just very slightly forward to get through this. Very slightly, just little taps, and you get right through here, and then you have access to another scout right here. So it's just another little tip if you're going through Duratar, keep it in mind. If you're missing some, maybe on an actual fresh, you know, there's just not enough, there's other people farming it, you can hop between the villages. Oh, I'm missing Quillboars. Weird. Usually it doesn't work out that way, but there's Quillboars over here too, so. And a chest. Nice.
I can't cast that yet.
Nice. Wow, dude, 1,000 biddies in the chat. Who did that, dude? Who did that? Who was the culprit? Who was the culprit, man? Beefy Taco subscribed at tier 2. I don't even know what tier 2 means, but that sounds better than tier 1. And dropping 1,000 biddies, dude. Thank you very much, dude. I haven't seen you in here before, Beefy. New to the stream, Beefy? You new, bro? Thanks very much for the kind donation, my man. Been watching your guides and streams via YouTube for a while, and so happy to see you also stream live on Twitch. Looking forward to Classic. Thank you for what you do. I don't do anything else but play the game and just share the love for the game, guys. I'm just.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Thank you, brother. Snack Bar TV and Indie Quip also subscribing with Twitch Prime. Got a sub train going on. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the channel, you guys.
I'm out of range. I can't cast that yet.
If you guys have any last minute things you want me to test here on the beta, I can show you. I can show you. Let's think. We have 10 minutes to make use of the beta. 10 minutes to make use of the beta. Okay, I kind of want to hop on level 40 and show you some stuff. What do you think, Nick? What's going to be more valuable? Like this, I could just stay in Duratar for another 10 minutes, or I could make a higher level Warlock.
You might want to get some of those higher levels in there, man.
Yeah, I'll show you some stuff real quick. Resize your follower and subscribe over, please. They cover the content. Okay. Very duly noted. Thank you, man. Can a level 5 disenchant everything? Yeah, you can disenchant everything in Classic, yep. That's why it's so popular to make, Okay, we're gonna create a templated character. Warlock. Whatever. Hardy. Let me show you something. Tier 1, 5, Tier 2, 10, Tier 3, 25. Oh my god, dude. Tier 3 is 25. That is insane. Thank you, man. Holy smokes. Fortunately, we're in Orgrimmar, so I don't know if we're able to get anywhere that fast. Let me see if we can, though. Where can we fly with level appropriate mobs at 40 from Orgrimmar? Let's see what we can do. They give us all flight paths, so there's a chance we can do it. Take all this stuff off autocast. I'll also show you the drain tanking build. That's a valuable thing to show. Drain tanking build.
What can I help you with?
Where do we go? Ashenvale, Ajara. Is there anything we can kill in Ajara, dude? Let's go. Let's find out what happens with Ajara. If there's anything remotely killable. What's the esports shortcut? Okay, I mean, we meme a little bit in the guide. When it says stuff like that, you kind of just have to... Usually that type of stuff is just... There's some way of traversing the territory... Traversing the area you need to go in some sort of, like, clever way. So it means, like, there's a little shortcut, or you kind of just have to look around, and hopefully you can figure it out. It is marked, the location of the shortcut, but maybe we could add a little bit more of a note of what that means. That could be definitely something we could add for sure. Shut down in 7 minutes. I know, we're trying to hustle, man. What race class are you planning to main? It's going to be Orc Warlock. The Orc Shadlock. Did you level to 40 already? What the fuck? No, not that fast, man. Yep, 1 to 40 in an hour and a half. Absolutely. No, I just created a templated character. I'll show you the talent build. So if you want to level a warlock, this is what I would go. I'll go 5 and improve corruption first. Some people like going 2 points just to bring it down to the global cooldown. I still see big value in having it instant. You can use it while moving, not susceptible to pushback. You also want to get down to improve life tap, your main kind of sustain tool. After life tap, I go 3 points into suppression to hit cap yourself against mobs 2 levels higher than you. Once you get past 2 levels higher than you, you get that massive drop off, and there's no point really like trying to shave away of hit that much. IMO. I mean, there's a point, but I like 3 personally. And then pretty much if you're trying to go super drain tank and you're going to try and drain tank as fast as possible, you can skip everything, including Amplify Curse, and just start getting Fel Concentration. Fel Concentration is the main piece of the puzzle that allows you to drain tank. This 70% pushback reduction is what allows you to drain tank pretty consistently and pretty nicely. And then you can start picking stuff up around this, right? You can start picking up an Amplify Curse at this point. You can pick up 1 into Nightfall, which is pretty nice. You don't need to get all 2. 2 into Grim Reach. And now I know some people that don't even finish off Nightfall all the way, dude. They start going Imp Drain Life. It's a very marginal value add of getting 10% on your Drain Life. But again, if that's your win condition, Drain Lifing stuff, and you know, Drain Tanking, then Drain Life, you know, just furthering that win conditioning and doubling down and investing talent points that's gonna, you know, help your mob to mob rotation in any capacity is going to be good. So some people go improve drain life 5 out of 5. I'm a little bit on the fence about that. Well, we can go it for someone donated some biddies real quick. Let me check who did it. From one veteran to another, thank you for your service. Not a veteran yet personally, Indy. I'm still in the guard right now. I still have to fulfill my commitment for another 4 years, my man. But thank you very much for your service and for the 1,000 bits, man. I really appreciate that. I hope to join the veteran club someday. Gotta get that honorable, you know. Gotta get that honorable. So yeah. One downside of going this build is you're not gonna have points to put into Imp Curse of Exhaustion. You can amplify the Curse of Exhaustion for a slight slow, but it really starts to have impact the more points into improved Curse of Exhaustion you go. So you end up getting Siphon Life. Another thing with this is that some of the Warlocks have done some testing. I mean, mainly Dive. Shout out to Dive, where he was saying that Siphon Life right on the dot at 30 isn't that amazing, so he delays it. I sort of disagree with that, though. I think Siphon Life is a really nice tool. Oftentimes it feels, just to get that little extra chunk of sustain, it feels good to put up a Siphon Life. He mathed out all the breakpoints of when it becomes viable to use, though. And then you finish off with Shadow Mastery, Dark Pact, and then Dark Pact, the Succubus up, is just really a fantastic tool. And it looks like we just did a big circle here, and we're not going to be able to pop into a Jara. Curse of Exhaustions? Yeah, it's your only slow. It's your only slow as a Warlock. Warlocks don't have any on-demand slow other than Curse of Exhaustion. That's only obtainable if you're down into the Affliction tree. Other than that, no... Actually, incorrect. What's the other on-demand slow? Anybody know that the other on-demand slow Warlocks have? I want to see if anyone in the chat can think of it right now. On-demand slow. You have any idea, Thick, other than Curse of Exhaustion for a Warlock? Let's see if
on-demand slow?
On-demand slow, dude. On-demand slow. What is the on-demand slow that Warlocks have other than Curse of Exhaustion? On-demand slow, dude.
Cripple.
Yes, dude, you did it. You did it. That's a Doom Guard ability, man. Doom Guard, bro. Doom Guard. You gotta have that Doom Guard.
Cripple's got Doom Guard from the Cripple. It was used in my Naxxramas in like early strats.
Yeah, that's an on-demand slow. You have that all the time, right? Hell yeah, man. Cripple? What about Cripple, dude? I think you get the Doom Guard in, when you get Doom Guard, chat, I should know this. I think it's Dire Maul. You're able to get Doom Guard. I can't wait to do some Doom Guard shenanigans, my man. I really can't wait. Doom Guard is dope. Infernal is really great, too, in PvP. You see a lot of these, the top, I think we can kill this 46? Oof. Oof. Let's try. About all we can do. Let's get our Succubus out. We're drain tanking. Don't even have time to do our binds, but it's all good. We'll kill one mob before the server goes down. Oh man. My demon disappeared because my binds are different. Or
couldn't resist, could you?
Siphon Life, rank 1 Siphon Life. Let's go, 30 seconds.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Everything getting resisted.
I can't cast that yet.
Oh god. We use Lash of Pain as well.
I can't drink anymore.
And we're off. Disconnected. Just like that, guys, the beta is over. The beta is done. We are now cold turkey. We are now in the final stretch, truly. Classic WoW coming out. There is no more Classic WoW to be played. F's in the chat for the beta going down. Actually, I'm excited. Not even F's in the chat. It's over. Beta's over. It's done. No more stress tests. No more beta. Just the real deal. The next time we step foot into this game, it is going to be the real deal. We're going to be playing for keeps. How do you feel about that, Dick? We're going to be playing for keeps in T-minus 10 days. 10 days and 3 hours from now, we're going to be playing for keeps, dude. How do you feel about that?
People are just gonna have to be ready. I mean,
Right?
this server's not a joke. This is a big boy server.
Herod, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you hop on expecting to, you know, go ham or go hard, you have to be ready for a disconnect. You have to be ready to log back in. You have to be ready for, because the servers will fill up just as quick as they go up. And if you want to really go hard, you got to be one of the first, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 in.
It's gonna be crazy, dude. Let me rearrange this little browser thing. We can start talking about other stuff too. One second. Okay. Some WoW music. We're transitioning over to a talking stream now. We're gonna be talking, just hanging out with you guys for the remainder of the stream. We'll put on some classic WoW OST. Some of the best gaming music ever. Much love to the classic WoW OST, dude. The class. Oh, look how epic that is. All right. Playing for keeps. Hunter weapon progression. Let's go. All right. How do you feel about hunter weapon progression? You want to talk about that for a second for leveling? Do you have your weapons planned out?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about hunter weapon progression.
Well, the thing about hunter weapon progression is when you're few and far between certain bows, there are actual bows that are just best in slot or equal to best in slot for 20 levels at a time. I mean, because the weapons are so few and far in between, you really have to make the most of vended items, quest rewards. You can't rely on drops to, get your best in slot bow.
There's not many ranged weapons, right? Not many ranged weapons to choose from. So what is that Guns of Northwatch Northwatch item? Let me find out right now. This is a great.
That one's okay. It's not that good. It's all right though.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So you pretty much go Eagle Woodhorn bow into Fine Light. Was it Fine Light? No, it's not Fine Light crossbow. That's not going to be in there. You get the vendor one. That's the next one. What's after that?
Fine bow. You get the vendor one, and then, really, man, realistically, depending on how everything goes, you're not going to really be looking at another bow until if you get a Venom Strike when you do Wailing Caverns, or
there's the STV one.
Let's see.
That from Big Game Hunter.
Oh yeah. You'll get 30s, Bow of Plunder. You'll get Bow of Plunder before that.
Bow of Plunder. I've heard of this. But is this the 1,000 Needle one?
Yeah.
Oh no, this is Hillsbrad. I think there's a 1,000 Needle one too. I included it in my V3 Hunter. I have to take a look. But Bow of Plunder's a good one as well, yeah. Let me see let me pull up my V3 Hunter leveling guide. I can also pull up the V3 Warlock leveling guide for a little bit and go through that with you guys.
But no, if you get the mastery bow after the Bow of Plunder, The you know, the one from the Hemet Nestingwary quest line.
Yep.
And then after that, you're looking for your Verdant Keeper's Aim.
From Mardon, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then after that, I mean, it's really just whatever, really. Hopefully, you're looking for a Black Pro. You're looking for an Engineer with the Flawless Arcanite Rifle. You're looking for Gorewood Bow. If you want to do the quest in Eastern Plaguelands, Gorewood Bow is a fantastic pre-raid best in slot.
Gorewood Bow. That's is that the EPL one?
Yes, the Eastern Plaguelands one. Yeah, it's got really good stats.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's an option. Let me just fix this. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so what you're looking at right here is the V3 Warlock leveling guide. We have wand progression. If you guys have any questions at all about the classes you're leveling, duo leveling, solo leveling, trio leveling, whatever classes, week 1 rag, classic WoW, anything, even about IRL questions, anything. We're just chilling right now, guys. No agenda. No agenda at all. We're just talking about leveling, preparing. I started putting together a week 1 Ragnaros leveling schedule too. That's something I'm working on as far as planning out the on an hour by hour basis. What the plan is. Here's another slide that's kind of interesting. This is a slide of trade goods, essential trade goods needed for essential crafts by the time you get 60. So I'm going to start thinking about stuff that I need ahead of time. So when this stuff drops for me, I'm going to hang on to it, right? So I have Shadow Silk here for the Shadow Weave set and the Netomatic. The Netomatic is the engineering trinket. 4 thick Spider Silk for the Netomatic. Thick leather, heavy leather, Mage Weave cloth, Jade, Citrine, Elemental Fire for the Goblin Mortar and the Rocket Helm. 40 fell cloth for Robe of the Void. I think I'm going to put all fell cloth towards Robe of the Void. I'm not going to make the fell cloth set, I don't think. Demonic Runes, Essence of Fire for Robe of Void. Much more stuff to add to this, but that's another tip for you guys to be forward thinking about what kind of trade goods and reagents and stuff you need for your crafts eventually. Lower music volume. Thank you, bro. I'll do it right now. How long do you think it will take a priest to hit 15 solo? Priests are a little bit slow out the gate, man. I know priests have a smooth leveling experience for sure overall. It's a very, very smooth leveling experience, but you go a huge stretch from like 4 to 10 where you don't really get anything. Have you guys noticed that? If you guys have played priest before, the priest ability progression is you don't... Let me see what it is. Let me look it up. Priest abilities. Classic WoW. Okay. Yeah, so you get Shadow Word Pain at 4. You get it at 4, right? And then you get a Power Word Shield. No, there's no way this is right. No way this is right. Let me find the ability progression. Priest abilities, here we go. Yeah, so you get Shield, Renew. No, Renew's at 10. You don't get much, man. You don't get much up until 10, so it's slow to 10. Priest is slow to 10. And then you start to really come online, so 10 to 15 is pretty quick. You get the wand and all that stuff, but they're actually maybe one of the very slowest classes out the gate. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. You can get wand by level 7 if you do some grinding on the humanoids. I think you just level naturally and don't do anything out of the ordinary until you have the appropriate amount of cloth to craft the wands. That's just me, though. Priests need to get 40 linen together ASAP, tailoring and enchanting, and crack the formula, which is a wand. Yeah, I mean, I would just level normally, though, personally, and just until you get enough cloth, because the time you spend investing into killing those early humanoids, I don't know if it's going to pay itself off because everybody's going to catch up with you. Like, you're going to kill all those humanoids and get all the cloth, and you're going to be more powerful because you have a wand earlier, but you're going to have 150 people around you at that point, whereas opposed to just, if you just try and pump and get ahead, physically ahead of people as fast as possible, I think that's going to end up being the path of least resistance. Will you make this PDF of it? I mean, this is just my Warlock exclusive thing. So here's one thing too, like, this is what I'm thinking. Shadow Silk farming, 10% drop chance on Shadow Silk, 20% drop chance on Thick Spider Silk. I want to kill these spiders, you know, when I get to level 40. I want to spend maybe a whole level or two here. Definitely not the fastest way to level. But if you spent the whole 2 levels grinding these, I think you would have... Just think about it this way. You spend 2 levels grinding here, and then when you hit 60, or whenever people can get the patterns together and train it up on the tailors, you're going to have 5 pieces of your pre-raid set good to go. So I think it's absolutely worth it. You need 26 silk to craft the set as a whole. These are the engineering items I'm going for. Netomatic, rocket boots. People say go goblin rocket boots because they're faster than the gnomish, but they break. I don't know about that. It's just another thing you have to manage. I like gnomish rocket boots because they don't break. The goblin rocket boots, if you guys remember, after when you use them, it will break. It'll literally break on you, and it'll turn into items. It'll turn back into black magic boots and a couple engineering parts. You have to craft it again. Let's see, rocket helm. I want this ASAP. This might be my favorite item in the game. I love goblin rocket helm. It looks so cool and funky. Goblin mortar. I like goblin mortar too, but this is new to me. This is my engineering guide. Let me skip through that. Skip through all this stuff. SM versus DS ruin, pros and cons. If you see any of these things you want me to talk about for a little bit, we can talk about any of this stuff if you guys want. SM versus DS ruin. These are the 2 main rating specs at 60. There's MD ruin as well. There's a couple little variations, but it's mainly these 2 buckets, and there's pros and cons for each. I tried to list them all out here. Week 1 Ragnaros, Warlock core priorities. What else we got? Does this guide have weapon progression for hunters and warriors? Yeah, for all the V3 leveling guides, I'm gonna have weapon progression in there for him. For you. Let me field some questions though. Why you choose orc for warlock? It's just a personal thing. I think it's better. But given I want a PvP mainly. Also, like I said before, the warlock PvP trinket doesn't remove stuns. I value the stun resistance a little bit more with that. And I also am going to end up being a Soul Link Warlock, and I just think it fits better. An Orc Soul Link Warlock. SM Ruin versus DS Ruin convo. Okay, we can talk about that. That's a juicy one. Okay, that's a good one. Any Warlocks out there? Where are my Warlock mains at? Anybody maining Warlock? I want to see how relevant this is to some people. Some people might be like Resident Sleeper. I don't even know what this means. SM versus DS Ruin. Let me get a feel for my Warlock brothers and sisters out there. Anybody maining Warlock? Where's the slide, man? Warlock main there, sweet. So we got a few people, not too many. Not too many people that are Warlock mains. God, for the life of me, I can't find this slide anymore. All right, here we go. SM versus DS Ruin. I can pull up the talent calculator too to show you like kind of what we're talking about. So like an SM Ruin spec. Here's when it comes to Warlock rating, okay, I'll try and make this, I'll structure this so that even if you're not playing a Warlock, you can learn from this, because you want to learn what the tools are of the enemy, right? Or not even your enemy, your allies, potentially. So when it comes to rating, there's 2 major specs when it comes to rating on a Warlock. They both revolve around this talent. This talent is called Ruin, and it increases the critical strike damage bonus of your destruction spells by 100%. Now, what is the base crit damage bonus you get with spells? Isn't it 1.6 or something? This brings it up to 200%. The 1.3 or 1.6, someone's going to know in the chat, some big brain. But you pretty much, all the specs revolve around getting this Ruin. You have 2 flex points in here where you can put them into Searing Pain or whatever, but end of the day, just know that both main Warlock rating specs revolve around getting Ruin. And then the choice you make is you really go for Shadow Mastery, so you get a 10% damage increase, flat damage increase to your Shadow, or 15 by sacrificing your Succubus in Demonic Sacrifice. So those are the 2 camps, the 2 buckets, and the TLDR is that when both specs are able to use Corruption freely, DS Ruin will have a slight edge, a very slight edge, in terms of damage output. But the whole thing with SM Ruin is you can use your pet. Demonic Sacrifice, you have to sacrifice your pet in order to get that benefit. The other main pro of Demonic Sacrifice is, you guys seen this out in the open world, if you're dueling a Warlock, if you're fighting a Warlock, how frustrating is it when they sack their Voidwalker and then they resummon another one, and they have another shield. These are the talents that do that. Fel Domination, Master Summoner. So Fel Domination reduces the casting time from 10 to 4.5, and then Master Summoner reduces it by an additional 4 seconds. So it ends up being a 0.5 second cast. So there's still a cast there, and if you're a beast, you can actually kick that. Navix kicked that on me a couple times. So sometimes you do it when the person's safely CC'd. You do a Death Coil into a Fear. They're off running into La La Land, and then you just get yourself situated and resummon your pet, get a Soul Link back up and all that good shit. Step through leveling spec. Yeah, so let's finish the conversation on DS versus SM Ruin. So here's the thing about SM Ruin. You can use your pet, and as I stated in Molten Core and when raiding, look at all these different uses of your pet. Your Fel Hunter is really the champion, dude. As far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's probably going to depend on a raid by raid basis, but at least in Molten Core, your Fel Hunter is an absolute champion. He can dispel you. He can dispel your allies. He has passive spell resist and magic resist, and we know how important that is on a hunter. That keeps your pets alive. There's none of that AoE damage passive reduction on pets in vanilla. Your pets just take full big chunk damage and just get one-shotted. So having that resist is really nice. You can use your pet to dispel fears, the big magic dots. Like, a big part of raiding as a warlock, at least in this early stage when we're really pushing in greens and stuff, is keeping yourself alive, and the Fel Hunter can keep you alive, man. Also the Void Walker, being able to sack your Void Walker for a shield. You know, that's not really a meme. You can sack your Void Walker for a shield and get off a full band-aid. That's pretty juicy, you know? And then you can also use the Imp, and if the Imp is doing max DPS and he's able to if the Imp is able to freely cast and dump his whole mana and do his thing, based on Zephin's spreadsheet, it was looking like SM Ruin was doing more damage than DS Ruin even, all things considered. But the thing is, the Imp often just gets killed. When you try and use him for DPS, that means he can't be phase shifted, which keeps him safe. And once you dump all of his mana, it takes forever for his mana to come back. It takes forever, dude. It feels like it just takes an eternity. So what ends up happening oftentimes when you use the Imp is you dump all your mana on the Imp, and then he's just out of mana standing there. And it takes a while, so I don't know. I'm a little underwhelmed by the Imp's performance in terms of a DPS perspective. I messed around with some builds where you get improved Firebolt and stuff. What professions are you running during leveling in 60? I think I'm going to get Enchanting for a little bit with my partner who's getting Enchanting, because we want to craft the Greater Wands at 14 on the dot. So in order to craft your Greater Wands on the dot at 14, listen up. Big point, guys. Big point. If you're going duo leveling or solo, it doesn't matter. But duo, even more, it's even easier to get the Greater Magic Wands as duo. This is how you do it. You level up, and by the time you're 14, you have quite a few greens. You have quite a few. There's some quests at this point, maybe 4 or 5 quests that reward greens. At this point, you will have 4 or 5 drops of greens out in the open world. You will have a bunch of cloth together, and if you both DE all of your gear, you can get that enchanting up to 70 and craft graders at 14, and it is a massive power spike. When you can craft greater magic wands at 14, that is a massive power spike. 17 DPS, 17.3 DPS weapon at level 14. You feel like you have a freaking Remington 870 on you, and you're just going around just wabapping people with your wands. Like, it feels insane when you get them at 14. That's why we're butt naked. For those of you asking, that's why I'm always butt naked when I'm leveling a warlock. I'm like butt naked till I'm like 20, because I just DE all the gear that I get. That's just a little tip right there. If a warlock gets sheeped, can he Fel Hunter? Yes, absolutely. You can use it. It's so good. It's so good. And the Fel Hunter has a lot of magic resist too. So it's very hard to deal with the Fel Hunter. And multiple warlock set bonuses give you additional resistance on your pet, so he's even harder to deal with as a caster. The Fel Hunter is an insane little guy. He's like a priest and a mage combined. He has Imp CS and a spell lock, and he has offensive, defensive dispel on an 8 seconds. 8-second cooldown. Did you skip the lesser one? No, I'm getting both. I'm gonna craft both. A lot of people are not sold on it. I would say at bare minimum, craft your lesser, man. If you don't want to go for the greater, it's all good. I understand, because there's usually, once you get up there into the late teens and stuff, there's a couple different wand quest reward options. But imagine you can get your greater magic wand at 14 on the dot. Imagine what I'm saying is true, and you can get it at 14 on the dot. And you already have to go back to train 14 skills, and you invest another 5-10 minutes to get the graders on both of you. Not one guy, but 2 guys are able to experience that massive power spike from getting greater magic wand. Tell me that's not worth it. Tell me that's not worth it. Both of you as wand users, because I'm going priest, warlock. both of you are able to get Remington 870 Greater Magic Wands at 14 on the dot and just start wabapping people. It really changes the rotation dramatically. Like you go back out in the open world and stuff feels like you're just carving through them like like a knife through hot butter. That's what it feels like. Are you going to Void till a certain level, then go Drain Tank Succubus? That's precisely right, yeah. I'm going to use Void, possibly up to 30. I see Void being very good up until then. He doesn't have mana issues that for some reason once you get rank 3 Torment, it's just mana is not able to sustain with it. Void Walker, best pet for multi-dotting. You could start drain tanking a little bit earlier once you get to like 24 and you get Fell Concentration 5 out of 5. You have your Succubus by then easily. You could start doing it earlier. But at the same note, I'm going to be with a priest, so I'm not going to have to worry about sustain too much. That's the main value add that priest adds. So I think when you roll with a priest, you just got to be as aggressive as possible. You just got to be super aggressive. You just got to tap aggressively. You just got to be dotting everything. Everything in their mama can get a dot. Everything in their mama and their mama's son and nephew and everything can get a dot. Everything around you just tap, dot, dot, and they just keep a renew on you, and they just keep you topped up, and they get those spirit taps. It's a little bit rough getting the spirit taps on a priest because you have a big row of dots ticking. So they usually have to save up that Mind Blast, right, to the very end so they can get that spirit. They can get the spirit tap, but that means that you've just that means you've just delayed your 5-second rule a little bit, but because you just used a spell, right? But spirit tap is so good that it still makes the sustain really high. That's the thing, right? But spirit tap is also really good because you can get the value from it with a wand. You don't have to delay your 5-second rule in order to get the spirit tap value. Like if you were just a priest warrior, right? If a priest warrior, dual leveling with priest warrior, the mob's low, the priest just finishes it off with the wand, so he's already regenerating mana passively, and then he gets spirit tap. Then it's absolutely nutter butters at that point because you're just getting insane regen. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I'm sold Warlock. It is phase 1, then I might go Warrior phase 2. Okay, nice, man. Greater Magic Wand at level 13. Greater Magic Wand, yeah. You can get it at 13, but we do it at 14 because you have to go back to the city at 14 to train. 14 is a huge level for Warlocks too, because Warlock you're going to be using the shitty rank of Corruption that you got at level 4 all the way till you get to 14. And also, when you get to 14, you're going to get instant cast Corruption. So 14 is just a ginormous power spike. You're just throwing Corruption up on everything in their mama, and you're just Greater Magic Wanding everything, and it just gets chunked. It gets absolutely chunked. Level 13, bro. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that you can get it at 14. It's 13, but the way when you actually craft it is 14 is what I'm saying. We craft it at 14. You can reliably get it at 14 because you've done some of the quests in the crossroads that give you some of the greens. You have 2 greens at that point from the 3-stem demon armor chest. You also get the other chest green. You honestly, between both of you, have like 12 greens you can disenchant or something like that at that point. And each one of those greens, every strange dust you have is a point, is a skill up because you disenchant bracers all the way up to 70. You feel me? So. War early leveling Navics seem to favor arms. Your OG guide said Fury to 40. Yeah, it's arms, dude. It's arms. You can do Fury if there's more of a case for Fury if you're group leveling because you're taking more damage, you're generating more rage. It's just a little bit different. You could do Fury, but here's the main thing: like Sweeping Strikes is just a big game changer. As soon as you can get Sweeping Strikes, you get Sweeping Strikes as a warrior. Sweeping Strikes is the big game, even more so than Mortal Strike, I would say. I don't know if that's counterculture or not, but Sweeping Strikes is a bigger deal to me than Mortal Strike. Mortal Strike, it feels like you can't always afford it. Sweeping Strikes, you can reliably cleave down 2 targets at a time every 30 seconds. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. Sweeping Strikes cleave, like, it's really nutty. I played SM Ruin until late BWL, respect DS, and never looked back. So you like DS? I'd be curious your thoughts on it, man. So to go back to this, like, SM Ruin versus DS Ruin debate, where is it? Yeah, so you can use your pet in final form, stronger at multi-dotting at SM Rune, and you find times when you're raiding as a warlock to throw up dots on other targets. Like, you find times, like, and oftentimes, if you have a big boss mechanic and people are running around like chickens with their head cut off and something is resolving, oftentimes debuffs fall off the boss, and you can do your thing for a little bit there. So sometimes two people are dead at the end of a fight, people are dead, and you're just hanging on there for dear life. You can throw up your full warlock row of dots, like Immolate, Corruption, Agony. This is all a DPS increase to use. I think even Siphon Life. I may be wrong there. I think Siphon Life is a DPS increase though if it runs its duration, you know. So you can use these dots, man. Less cooldown dependent in PvP. I think on a pound for pound basis, DS Rune versus SM Rune. If I had to be out in the open world with SM Rune or DS Rune, if you had Fel Domination Master Summoner on DS Ruin, you're probably pound for pound stronger because you can have your Voidwalker out in a default state, and then you can sack it. Even if you're up against a class that can purge it off, you can sack it and summon the right pet for the job, right? Whether it's a Fel Hunter or whatever. So but that requires the Fel Domination Master Summoner package. You're only going to have that every 15 minutes. So without that, I think SM Ruin is stronger than DS Ruin, right? So Fel Concentration, you're not going to have that as DS Ruin. That's really Fel Concentration, great talent in PvP. Great talent. You're able to just drain life in people's face. Better utility in dungeons for sure, because you're able to use your pet, right? On-demand slow, only on-demand slow other than Cripple, right? Kappa. And then Amplify Curse, pretty good. Nightfall, nice. But the cons, you have less HP as SM Rune. You don't get the benefit from that Demonic Sacrifice, 15% additional stamina, which does hurt. Less effective health stones, that definitely does hurt. You don't have the buffed cookies. Less AoE damage. So DS Ruin, big value add of DS Ruin. Big value add, especially if you're going to run like UBRS AoE spams, where you stack AoE damage and you plow through UBRS full Zug. If you are DS Ruin, you can sack your imp for fire damage. You can even meme it even harder and get 8% additional fire damage from the destruction tree, and your Hellfire is going to be ticking like monster level. So you're going to have less AoE damage. And also, I think it's weaker solo dungeon farming, which is a very real thing. As a streamer, I feel like I'm going to have to be hanging out in instances a lot. I don't know if you guys are going to agree. But as a streamer, I'm going to be getting picked on. So I'm going to have to probably spend the majority of my time in an instanced environment. And when you're farming solo dungeons, as a Warlock, the main pain point is your Voidwalker keep it alive. He's still very robust and tanky in either spec, but DS Ruin, he's even stronger. He hangs in there a little bit more. And, you know, he's generating more threat. He has more health. You know, and your damage doesn't matter so much, because what you often do is you just do very light damage and you just wand a little bit and you let your Voidwalker just tank it until Curse of Doom pops, and then you tempo out the kill on the boss. So this is the solo dungeon farming Maradon ZF. I feel DS Ruin is stronger in that environment, and that's a very real consideration. Also, DS Ruin, quality of life, not nearly as many binds to manage. You don't have Siphon Life, you don't have Amplify, you don't have Curse of Exhaustion. You don't have as many binds to manage, so it's kind of a more straightforward playstyle. You just freaking kill stuff. SM Rune depends if you can get the dot spots on the mob. Yeah, and it's looking like we can with 16 debuff slots in Molten Core right now. We at least are rocking 4x corruption right now. We have four authorized corruption slots, and we're running a Shadow Priest. I don't know if this is the optimal raid comp. We were talking to Scarm the other day. He was saying he would go really super physical damage heavy, considering the bosses have less armor. So Rag has a lot less armor. When they data mine that, it's like 3,000 something armor, and you can reduce the armor to 0. And that if he was going for World First, he would be really heavy on the physical damage dealers. I feel like we're going to take what we can get. Whoever's going to be 60, if we're going for a week 1 Rag, we're going to take anyone we can get who's attuned, who's a warm body, who has a decent head on their shoulders. We're going to be taking people from other guilds probably. I think realistically, we're probably not going to have a full run of just Invictus people. It's going to be a huge server, right? So hopefully we're going to be able to get some good players from other guilds in there. Let's see. Please talk faster, Cargos. I probably could. What debuffs are you guys not placing on the boss to get those 4 corruption spots? Oh, I can pull it up. I think I still have it saved here somewhere. I don't know if you guys are going to be doing it differently, but when we were planning it out, I pretty much have the entire game plan for Classic WoW, like launch and everything on this presentation. It's more than a leveling guide at this point. I'm not going to release some of these slides, though. All right, here we go. Yeah, so you have Curse of Shadow, Curse of Elements, Curse of Recklessness, so all 3 Warlock debuffs, that's 3. Then you have Fairy Fire, Winter's Chill, that's 4 and 5. You have Sunder Armor, Imp Shadow Bolt, 6 and 7. Demo Shout, Thunderclap, and you're at 9. And then you still have 7 to go, really, right? So we have 10 through 13, 10 through 14. Whoops. 10 through 14 is Corruption. 15. Wait, 9. I think we're gonna maybe take a Hunter's Mark then. We'll see. 15 Shadow Word Pain and 16 Shadow Weaving. So Shadow Weaving is a 15% damage increase to shadow damage. It's what the Shadow Priest bring to the table. 15%. That is a colossal amount of plus damage. So we're kind of... You see kind of the direction we're going in, right? I don't know if you guys have a better vision for it, but we're probably not going to have Annihilator. We're probably not going to have some of those types of things. Let me see. Oh, so 10 through 13 is correct. Yeah, okay, my bad. Okay, good shit. 10, 11, 12, 13. So then we're going to have a hunter's mark in here too. Just consider a hunter's mark. So 14 would be hunter's mark. 15 shadow word pain, 16 shadow weaving. With 10 days prior to launch, what can we expect to see from your channel prior to launch? I'm just going to be kicking it with you guys, chilling, doing somewhat shorter streams, and then going back to working on the leveling guides. You know, we'll just talk for a little bit, get excited, talk about the game, talk about plans. It's an exciting time, you know? And then, you know, the game will come out, and then just be streaming that like crazy. Shadow is boss for PvP, and you want one for the locks if you're tanking hold aggro, yep. Can the Ellie Resto build for Shaman cover all aspects of the game? I would have to ask that for Egregious. We have a whole Resto Shaman presentation we have prepared for you guys. We want to do it on stream next Monday. So if you're a Shaman, next Monday, we're going to do like a super deep dive into Resto Shaman. There's going to be a couple of us here presenting it. I'm just going to be the resident noob healer guy who's just asking dumb questions to try and keep the conversation flowing and kind of be a lot of your guys' voice in it. And we're going to have some big brain healers there, and we're going to be talking about Resto Shaman. So that's on Monday, guys. If you are a Resto Shaman, again, that's something you're not going to want to miss.
How long will your first stream be when game is released?
How long? Thanks for the 10 bucks, Saint. Good to see you in here, my man. How long will the first stream be? So I'm thinking 24 hours to the first day. Never done a 24-hour stream in my life. I really just want to go on day one until I feel like we're comfortably ahead and we can sleep and get a little bit of rest. So if we're not in 24 hours, maybe we have to keep pumping, man. But hoping that we can get a comfortable lead and then be able to carve out a couple hours of sleep on that after that first day. Did you roll in Farlina? Now we're on Herod, my man. How's the progress of the V3 guides going? A lot slower than I would like, guys. If you do it properly, you really have to spend so much time on them. There's 2 guides that are very close to done. Warlock and Hunter. Mage is coming after that, but it's still like 50% done, to be honest. And then I have a bunch of guides at like 50% pretty much. I'm hoping to put out Warlock and Hunter very soon in the next day or so. And then Mage after that. I'm hoping to maybe get like 4 done before release, man. I think we can realistically get 4. So, would you say Horde has a disadvantage in PvE, especially in Nax? No, actually quite the opposite. And this is not speaking from experience. I hopefully can get that point across. This is not speaking from experience because I am a Nax virgin in vanilla. Never stepped foot into vanilla Nax. Obviously cleared it in Wrath and did all that, but that's something I'm very much looking forward to, going through Nax for the first time with this guild. But with that said, I've talked with a lot of big brains who have cleared Nax a bazillion times, and Scarm the other day, Scarm multiple times, and Scarm main tanks for salad bakers and speed runs Nax. You speed run Nax, and you're trying to just clear Nax in the fastest possible time. What is their fastest time? Anybody know salad baker? Something like an hour and a half or something, or like 90 minutes, something like that. They cleared Nax super fast, and he was saying at that tippity top end of speed leveling raids, super niche thing to do, Horde has the advantage. You stack melee, less downtime, you go full zug. If threat's not an issue, the Wind Fury is just too strong, and that Horde, believe it or not, when it comes to speed clearing raids, has the advantage over Alliance. Now with that said, people will say when it comes to progression and progressing through PvP and PvE, and before you get to that level, Alliance have an advantage. The cool thing is, I don't know if anyone knows for certain, and I'm glad that it's not super black and white like that, and that both factions have reasons to, you know, to believe that they're strong. It's cool that the game is balanced in that way, where it's not like 100% confirmed either way, and that both sides are you know, viable and all that good stuff. So, do you really think a week 1 rag kill is possible with the difference in parry, considering the implications of healing the tank, threat, less DPS? I don't know, man. What do you guys think? We did this week 1 rag stream the other day, and it got a lot of flack, to be honest. Not a lot, but I mean, comparatively to other streams, a lot of people were saying you're dreaming. I do start to think that the real big pain point is going to be getting enough people at a high enough level to be in there. You can get into rag with healers in their 50s, but here's the thing. We're going to be on Herod, super packed server. I feel like there's going to be enough speed levelers and people that are going super ham to slap together a raid. And the rag fight isn't really hard, man. The main thing is, yeah, like Scarm was saying, having the GFPs so you can pre-pop one and then pop another one. Not that much raid damage. The mechanics are like pretty simple. Like you just kind of spread out a little bit and just pump the boss. Suns come out, you kill the suns. Like it's not really rocket science, man. I don't know. Like it's, I think Gar will be fine. We'll have tons of warlocks for Gar. You know, people are making a big deal about the rep grind, but you only technically need one person to go get the quintessence and to get up to honored, and they have those quests over there, and then they keep leaving the raid and you keep summoning them back. I mean, how long is that rep grind gonna take? Like 5 hours, 6 hours? I don't know. Like, is that bad? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I could be eating my words. I've never done anything like this, but I do think people are kind of thinking it's impossible. But I'm struggling to see why it's that impossible. You know, there's 7 days in a week. You get people to 60 in 6 days, let's say. Then you have that last day. You come in there, GFPs, just some quest item, pre-raid set. You craft a couple things. You go in there. You knock the boss down. We'll see what happens. Stay Safe said guilds are leveling like all, especially with the dungeon cleaves and spell cleaves and people group leveling together as a group, going through like kind of a predictable route and stuff that's unfuckwithable. Because when you dungeon level, it's kind of guaranteed, right? Like it's not like it's consistent. You know, you get in there, you see the XP per hour benchmarks, you kind of plan accordingly, you adjust accordingly, and you're doing dungeons the whole time. You're safe. You're in an instance. You can repeat that over and over again. We have melee cleave groups going. We have multiple spell cleave groups going. We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. I think people might be overhyping the Rag. Like, he's not that hard of a boss. I haven't tanked him though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's hitting for hard. Navik was saying he was getting smashed, but. You know, we're also doing Magmadar with 1 trank shot, which is what we'll have. We've been doing it that way. We've been killing him. We kill him 4 weeks in a row now with launch condition gear, pretty much. So, and I think we have.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm about to get some other.
The hunter. Yeah. So the hunter, right? You don't have time to farm your pre-raid bis. So what's the deal? How are you gonna hit a trank shot if you've got like 2% hit chance? Well, you gotta roll troll first off. So. You give your 1 trank shot to your troll. He basically effectively has a 6% hit cap. And then you go 3 points into sure-footed, making your hit cap
6%,
only
right?
3% if you're a troll.
Yeah, I'm saying you get 6% from sure-footed though, right?
Oh, 3% from sure-footed.
Oh, 3% from sure-footed, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, so basically you've got a 3% hit cap as a troll hunter. Now it's impossible to miss your trank shot. And the warrior tank, it has to be a warrior tank, unfortunately. Sorry for any druids, but they have to shield wall his second enrage, so you can dispel his first one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we've been doing it too, right? I mean we've literally been doing it for the past weeks, and it's a little rough, but he's not the hard boss really. I mean like Gar is kind of a little bit hit or miss. You can kind of scuff the pull a little bit, and you know I've had some troubles with him. What else? I mean. Major Domo was super easy now that we had the hunters kiting around this week. I mean, it wasn't super easy. It was a little bit sloppy, but we got it on the first pull, and it felt super scuffed, and we still killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like everything went wrong, and he still went down on the first pull. I don't know. So, we'll see what happens. I guess the main thing, though, to keep in mind is there will be some mechanics that aren't there on the PTR, you know, on the real thing, on some of the bosses. But at the same time, the bosses are going to have a lot less armor, potentially. We will see what happens, guys. I'm just gonna set the bar at 1 week. If we end up killing them day 8, day 9, day 10, at least, you know, that's pretty good still. You know, we're still pretty well positioned at that point. Done. Tanks are gonna be big. FR was absolutely needed. Yeah, Scarm gives some really good tips on picking up some of that early FR. I think he was getting up to like 70, 80 pretty easily, unbuffed. Someone mentioned in the chat that spell power affected wand. It does not. Wand damage is in its own category. Yeah, true, but it does. If your wand is of a certain type, and that mob is resistant to that type of damage, it won't. Your mob will be. I mean, the wand shot won't connect. Are you the guild leader, Car? Nah, we kind of have an equal officership. We have, you know, people that are kind of just at the same leadership level. We started the guild together, a bunch of different communities. And, you know, we're pretty flat management, you know? We just, there's a couple of us and... Yep. Alright, well, you know what, guys? It's 12:40 right now. I think I'm going to get back to working on these leveling guides. Time is a-ticking. The beta's down. That's kind of been my plan, to just stream a little bit each day. You know, 3-4 hours and hang out with you guys and just stay consistent and then still have time to work on the leveling guides before too much of the day slips away. So fingers crossed we get the Warlock one out tomorrow. I'm gonna set that bar for myself. We'll see what happens. Let me see who is streaming right now. Okay, we're gonna host Serana. Oh man, guys, Serana taught me a lot about PvP. He's a guy I look up to a lot. Rank 14 Rogue, got rank 13 back in the day in Vanilla. He got rank 14 on Nost when the honor caps were at their craziest levels, when you had the NA China War for honor. Guy's an absolute big brain Rogue player. If you're playing Rogue, ask this dude a million questions. He's super nice, super helpful, and even though he's super good at the game, here's the thing about Serrano. He's actually really good at explaining it too. So that's a little bit more rare when you see someone who's super good at the game but who can also explain it really well. Ask this guy questions. He's still kind of a smaller streamer at the moment. He deserves a lot more like notoriety and stuff like that. So I'm gonna host him right now and tell him who sent you guys. Tell him who sent you. All right. So have a nice day, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Peace out. A few more days, guys. Hang in there.